Hello, everyone. Welcome to Zen and Fanfics. Today we are featuring What If Deku Was Hit's Reincarnation? The story is written by King J Black the Goat 96 on Wattpad. Before we start, please like and subscribe for more content. Now let's dive into the story. 6 years ago, the rain was pouring down. Thunder was heard coming from the heavens. The rain came down, endlessly hitting the head of a green-haired boy who was wearing a black hoodie with black jeans and black boots. His hands were stained with BLD. As he looked down at the dead bodies of 3 pro heroes he killed, he used to admire heroes. He worshipped the ground they walked on. But now that's changed. The boy who felt happiness seeing heroes save people felt nothing in his heart. At this moment, as he continued to look at the dead bodies, this boy, his name was Izuku. Present day. A guard can be seen walking down a hall passing by many prison cell doors. The guard walked by seeing the women behind the bars. This was Tartarus prison, where the worst criminals of Japan are kept. The guard continued to walk until he stopped at a cell and looked at the woman inside of it. The woman held her head down, but the guard got her attention. Guard Kana Tsutsumi. Hearing her name, she raised her head up, looking at the guard, who called out to her. Guard, you have a visitor. She looked at the man, confused, remembering that no one visits her. She then asked, Kana, who is it? Guard, he is someone important, says he knows you. Come on. The guard opened the cell. As she stepped out, she was then cuffed and led to the visitation room. The walk there was quiet. She wondered who this mysterious important person could be. Kana sad face, thinking, just who is this important someone that wants to meet me? She looks at the guard. Kana, does the person have a name? Guard, yeah, but it's best I not say his name. Hearing the name would stir these criminals up and cause fear. Kana was wondering who this person is, but her thoughts were cut as they made it to the room. The guard opened the door, letting Kana inside. She sees the man sitting down waiting for her. Thank you for coming. You can uncuff her. Guard, she is fine. Guard, okay then. He takes the handcuff off Kana and leaves the room, leaving them both there staring at each other until Izuku spoke. Izuku, it's nice to meet you, Tsutsumi, or would you prefer if I called you Lady Nagant? Kana narrowed her eyes at Izuku, who just looked at her with an emotionless face. Nagant, you know my real name, and I don't know who you are. Who are you? Izuku, my real name is a secret, but I am sure that you have heard the name hit around here. Her eyes went wide as she stared at the man in front of her. Nagant, wait, you look like a teenager. How old are you? Izuku, my age is 18, but that's enough of your questions now. I am sure you're wondering why am I here. I wanted to help you. Nagant, help me. How the hell can you help me? Izuku, I can get you out of here. I know you don't deserve to be in here. Nagant, you know nothing about me. Izuku, I know that the work you did for the Hero Safety Committee left you in here to rot after you killed your superior, who threatened your life. You were tired of the lives you took. It left you sick to your stomach at what you were doing, killing the shadows while they shield the dirt from the light. And when you wanted to stop that, they could not let you do that. The BLD on your hands became too much for you, and you could not let what happened to you happen to young children who idolized you. The guilt, the truth of what you were doing got to you so much until you couldn't take it anymore. So the moment you did not want to be their puppet anymore, and they did not let you go free, they wanted to force you to do as you're told, and causing you to kill your superior. Nagant, how the hell do you know all of this? Izuku pulled out a briefcase and opened it and pulled out a file with her name on it. Izuku, you are quite an interesting woman, a woman who was wronged, and I came to offer you a second chance. Nagant, a second chance? Izuku, I came here to ask if you would be willing to work for me. Nagant, why would I work for you? What work do you do? Izuku, I may be seen as a villain, but everything I do is for a true society. My father Nizu founded an organization that deals with villains and fake heroes. We bring them in or bring them down if they become too dangerous. Nagant, how is this any different from being with the safety committee? Izuku, because we don't hide the dirt. These false heroes, do we expose them for who and what they really are? Monsters who are tearing this society apart. Although there are those heroes who are legit, there are those that abuse their status, and the villains are no better. They thrive on the pain of innocent people. They hurt, beat, kill who they want. And what do the heroes do? They lock them up. And what happens when they do their time? They are back on the streets doing the same thing. That is what is called insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Sometimes evil can't be saved, only killed. And the heroes nowadays care too much about their image to cross that line, while the organization I work for is not afraid to cross that line. Nagant, I have heard the rumors about how you can kill without even caring or even batting an eye. You're so young, and yet you can take a life so easily. How can you do that? Izuku. I make no excuse for what I do. Am I a hero? No. Am I an assassin? Yes. I am an anti-hero. I do what needs to be done. Yes, there is BLD on my hands, but I will not stop. I punish the guilty, protect the innocent. And I won't stop until this society is filled with real heroes who truly strive to change this broken system. Nagant. You're fully committed to this. Do you honestly believe you can make society better by doing this? Izuku. No matter how much BLD needs to be shed, I know I can reach that goal. But it's not just me, there are others who share the same goal like my team. Nagant. Your team? Izuku. Yes, you see, I have 2 people already on my team. I wanted you to be a part of it. You won't really be working for me, you will be working for the government. If you want, you do not have to go on assassination missions. You could do office work, secretary, and information gathering, interrogation, whatever you want. And the thing is, the Hero Commission can't touch you. They will not bother ever again. This is completely the government of Japan, not the Commission, and you can get out of here with no problem at all. You will be free. Nagant. So you're telling me that I can get out of here, and the Hero Commission can't do anything about it? Izuku. Yes, but that's if you join my team, so what do you say? Nagant thought about this, hearing that she could be freed from prison, but to work with Izuku and his team. She then looked at Izuku, who was waiting patiently for her answer. Nagant. I will join your group. Izuku. Well then, what would you like to do? Nagant. I want to work in the field with your team. So, when do we leave? Izuku. We can leave now. Izuku raised his hand and signaled for the guard to come to him, as he did. Izuku. Tell your warden that Lady Nagant will be discharged from the prison today. Guard. What? But you can't do. Izuku brings out his badge. Izuku. Actually, I am Agent Hit, working for the government, and by orders of the government officials, and Nizukana Tsutsumi is now under our protection. So she now works for us. Now her belongings will be given to her, and if you have an issue, you can take it up with Nizu himself. But he will tell you that she is allowed now. Anything else you want to speak about? The guard had no choice but to comply, not wanting to deal with Nizu or the government of Japan. Nagant's clothes were brought to her as she went to her room and got changed. She then came out. Izuku. You look good, let's go. Izuku and Nagant made their way out of Tartarus prison. When they get outside, they see a car with a driver holding the door open for them. Driver. Hello, Sir Nizu, I see your talk went well. Izuku. Yes, it did. He steps aside and lets Nagant get inside the car first. As he gets inside, the driver then shuts their door and goes to drive, leaving the prison. Nagant. So this organization, what is it called? Izuku. Well, the organization was called Hero Suppression Task Force, but we changed it. Niza had it formed when Damian Wayne took over the League of Assassins and joined the 2 groups together. They then started gaining members who would join their cause. But Damian decided to follow in his father's footsteps and become Batman after his father's death. He left the organization to Nizu, but not everyone knows about it. Only a select few. We call ourselves the Dark Knights. We subdue villains and false heroes alike. If they are too far gone, we put them down. Nagant. And Nizu is your father? Izuku. Yes, he is my adoptive father, but he has been a better father to me than my real father, the only parental figure I recognize. Nagant. You really are devoted to him? Izuku. He is my father, and plus him along with others saved me from my own self-destruction. They continue to drive as they reach an apartment complex. As the car stops, they both get out of the car. Nagant. What are we doing here? Someone comes from the building. So you convinced her to join us, boss? Izuku. Yes, I did. Nagant. This is a member of my team, Agent Dabi. Dabi. It's nice to meet you, Lady Nagant. Nagant. Looks at Izuku. So what now? Izuku. Now that you are free from prison, you need to know about everything. Since you will be joining Dabi here, will help you get settled in and inform you on the many things and the ins and the outs of the organization. I have to go see my father, but I will be back so that you can meet the other member of my team. Dabi. Just follow me and we can get you settled into your hotel room. Nagant turns to Izuku and smiles at him. Nagant. Thank you for helping me. Whatever I have to do in this as a member of your team, whatever is needed to be done, I will do it. After all, you got me out of that hellhole. I am free because of you. Izuku. Nods. I was giving you a second chance. I figured you deserved it, so go get settled in, and I will see you later. Izuku gets back in his car and drives off, heading towards UA. On the way there, Izuku gets a text on his phone. My queen, are you on your way to UA? Izuku. Yes, I am. I will be there soon, dear. Don't worry. My queen. Okay, I will be waiting. Izuku then enjoys the ride to UA. When he arrives, he gets out of the car and looks at his driver. Izuku. Why don't you take the rest of the day off? Driver. Are you sure, sir? Izuku. Yes, I will be fine. The driver nods and drives off as Izuku walks through UA's gate, sliding his ID, gaining access as he makes his way inside the building. Walking around, he saw many different students looking at him, the girls seeing him blush as some guys glared at him, which he paid them no mind as he made his way to his father's office. Nizu was doing some paperwork in his office until he heard a knock on his door. Nizu, come in. The door opens as someone walked. Seeing him, Nizu smiled brightly. Nizu. Welcome back, son. Izuku. Hello, Dad. I had an important stop to make, so how was the entrance exams last week? Nizu. Well, we had a lot of students do very good, but the first place spot went to one Katsuki Bakugo. Hearing that, Izuku didn't even react, still having his emotionless look on his face. Izuku. Sighs, I see. Well then, what else is going on? Nizu. Not much has been really going on, but today Class 1A are having their apprehension test with Aizawa. Izuku. You have Aizawa teaching a class tie year now, this I have to see. Nizu. Oh, Izuku. Izuku. Yeah, what's up? Nizu. Him and her are here as well. They will be teaching Class 1A at times about heroics. Izuku. Dad, it's alright really, I mean I don't like it, but it's your choice to have them here, but do know if they get out of line I will not be held responsible for what happens. Nizu. Gulp. Well, let's hope we can avoid having BLD shed today, shall we, my boy? Izuku. No problem. Well, I off to see Aizawa's class. With Aizawa. Aizawa. Okay, today you all will be doing a quirk apprehension test to see just where you're at with your quirks. One girl raised her hand. But wait, what about orientation? Aizawa. When you're a pro, you won't have to worry about things like that. Now Bakuga step inside the circle. Bakuga does as he was told, and Aizawa tossed him a ball while he caught it. Aizawa. How far did you throw the ball in high school? Don't forget UA is a university in this. Bakugo. About 60 meters. Aizawa. Throw the ball this time using your quirk. Bakuga then smirks as he reeled back his fist and launched it forward. Bakuga. Die. With a loud explosion, he launched the ball in the air as the students watched on. Aizawa held up the phone showing them. Aizawa. The score was 703 meters today. I'm gonna push you past your limits. We get to use our quirks. Awesome. This is gonna be so fun. Aizawa. Smirks. Fun. How well, in that case the person that comes in last gets expelled. Well, Aizawa's still a cold-blooded teacher, I see. Aizawa turns to the direction of the voice as the students did, as well they all saw Izuku walk up to Aizawa. Izuku. How has it been, Aizawa? Aizawa. Izuku, it's good to have you back. Hearing that name, 3 individuals in Class 1A got angry, especially one Katsuki Bakugo. Bakuga's sad face thinking, what is that nerd doing here? Aizawa. So did you need something? Izuku. No, not really, I just heard you got a whole class this year, so I wanted to see what you do with them. Aizawa. Actually, I'm glad you're here. I want you to see how they do with me, so you can see who gets the boot. Izuku. Really? Okay then. Aizawa. Alright then, now let's get started. They all go through the series of tests, getting the same scores as Ken, and Izuku just watched with an emotionless face like he always does. When the test was over, he stood next to Aizawa, seeing who all placed where. Aizawa. Well, Izuku, who do you think should be expelled? Wait, you were serious? I thought you were kidding. Aizawa. No, I wasn't. Izuku looks at the class, who began to sweat while he looked at them, while some were angry that they were being judged by Izuku, but Izuku then spoke. Izuku. You should just expel all of them. The whole class went wide-eyed hearing this as Izuku spoke once more. Izuku. Besides, once they see what the world is truly like, they wouldn't want to be heroes anymore. They all were shocked at what he said. They all looked to their teacher thinking he was about to expel them, but he then started laughing, shocking them even further. Aizawa. That's why I like you, kid. You always speak your mind. Looks at his class. Don't worry, no one is getting expelled. It was just a ruse to make you give it your all. They all let out a breath of relief, but something then happened. Deku, you. What the hell are you doing here? Without hesitation, he rushed at Izuku, ready to fire an explosion at him, but he was stopped by Aizawa's scarf. Bakugo, what the hell is your scarf made of? Aizawa, are you stupid? Get your butt back in line before I revoke my decision on expelling you. Hearing that, Bakugo stopped, but he then glared at Izuku, who still had an emotionless expression on his face, not even worried about Bakugo. Bakugo, what the hell are you doing here, DKU? Izuku was just staring at the blonde while some tried to figure out what was going on. Bakugo was seething in anger just by looking at Izuku, but the green-haired boy spoke. Izuku, who the are you? Bakugo went wide-eyed hearing this. Bakugo, you do nerds, stop messing around. What the hell do you mean, who am I? You know exactly who I am. Izuku, I am pretty sure I would have remembered someone as annoying as you depending on how much I actually care, but maybe you're not relevant enough for me to remember you oh well. Izuku then turned and walked away. Izuku, see you later, Aizawa. Aizawa then wiped the sweat from his head. Aizawa's sad face thinking, if I had let that fool try to attack Izuku, Izuku would have no doubt killed him. He acted like he didn't know him to irritate him. Things are going to get bad from here on out. Time skip. It was the end of school, and a certain light blue-haired girl was waiting for someone. Psycho. Hearing her name called, she turned to see Momo and Shoto walking up to her. Psycho. Oh, well, hey Momo, what do you want? Momo. Psycho, can you please cut it out with a hostile tone? I mean, haven't you gotten over what happened already? I mean, it was years ago. Psycho. You mean forgive you and the others for what you did? No thanks. Momo. Hey, who are you waiting for? Psycho. If you must know, I am waiting for my boyfriend. He is on his way to come get me. Shoto. Come on, Psycho, you kept saying you had a boyfriend just to avoid going out with Ida. Don't you think you stop lying? Psycho. I was never lying about having a boyfriend. I just never told you because we stopped being friends. Momo. Psycho, you. Sorry I ate late. Momo and Shoto look to see Izuku walking up to Psycho, who hugs him tightly. Psycho. There you are. What took you so long? Izuku. Had to inform my dad of a couple things, so you ready to go? Psycho nods as she gives Izuku a quick peck on the lips, and they made their way out of UA holding hands, shocking the two even further. With Izuku and Psycho. Psycho. So you really acted like you didn't know him. Izuku. Yeah, you should have seen his face. He looked like he was ready to literally explode. That moron hasn't changed at all. Oh well, if he keep the attitude he is now, I will finally get what I always. Bakugo. Deku. The couple turns around to see Bakugo with Ida, Shoto, and a green-haired girl their age named Izumi. Bakugo. This isn't over, you nerd. Why the hell are you here at UA? We told you not to apply. Izumi. Yet there you are standing there like you're ignorant of everything. Izuku just looked at the group as he then turned around and left with Psycho with him acting like he never heard them. Bakugo. Hey you. Don't turn your back on us when we're talking to you. They continued to walk until Bakugo had enough and blast himself towards Izuku, who still had his back turned, walking away. They were a far distance away from UA. Bakugo was about to blast Izuku with an explosion, but the blonde was grabbed by the throat, lifting him in the air. Izuku. Seems you're trying really hard to lose your life. Well, if you want to die that badly, then who am I to deny you that? All it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man alive to lunacy. The Joker. With Dabi. I hope the room is to your liking. The boss wanted to make sure that if you accepted that you were well taken care of. Nagant looks around at the hotel room, seeing it, thinking that this is all just not real. She then looks at Dabi. Nagant. It's lovely, thank you, but how can I afford this? Dabi. Don't worry, you're part of the team now, so this suite is good and paid for as long as you stay here until you start making money. Nagant. So that kid that's hit the man everyone talks about in prison, I heard how he kills his enemies with no hesitation. Is that true? Dabi. Yeah, it's true. The boss is not that bad, but him off, and it's your funeral. Nagant. So if I'm going to be on this team, then I need to know who is the other teammate there is. You then hit who is the other member? Dabi. The other member, let's see, what can I use to describe her? One word. Actually crazy. She's a cool chick, but she is really crazy, especially over the boss. Her code name is Vampirus. Nagant. Not going to give me her real name? Dabi. Sorry, you can't just walk in and expect everyone to trust you right off the bat, but in time when we feel that we can trust you, you will know everything. Nagant. So how many people know about the Dark Knights? Dabi. Aside from Damian Wayne Nizu, only one other person knows about us, and that is the man they call Stain. Nagant. You had the hero killer in this organization? Dabi. Yeah, he was a part of Izuku's team for a while, but decided to go solo. The boss allowed it, seeing as Stain is not the type to give out any info on the group. Nagant. Really? Dabi. Yeah, once you're a member, then you can never give out any information on the group. Doing that will get you killed. No exceptions. Betray us, and you die. Nagant. I see. With Izuku. Izuku was holding Bakugo by the throat, while the blonde struggled to get out of the brunette's grasp. Izuku. You know, I just got back in town to handle some business and was about to take my girlfriend out on a date, but you had to come and ruin my plans. Well, that's nothing new since you ruin everything good for me, don't you? But not this time. He tightens his grip on the blonde's throat. Bakugo's sad face, thinking, what the hell, I can't get loose. How is he so strong? Izuku. You know, since you did attack me, that gives me the right to defend myself. After all, I won't be arrested, right, since it's self-defense. He brought the blonde to his level, still holding his throat, staring at the red eyes of Bakugo. Izuku then kneed the ash blonde in the gut so hard Bakugo coughed up some spit, but was then elbowed in the back and sent to the ground hard. He then tried to stand, but only for his head to be stomped into the ground face first. As Izuku looked down at him, not caring in the slightest, he then removed his foot and grabbed Bakugo by the back of his collar and lifted him off the ground. He was once again looking at the boy's eyes as Bakugo's lip was bleed. The blonde opened his eyes only to be punched in the face. He was then punched in the gut, making him cough up. So BLD this time, he grabbed the boy's head and slammed it into his knee, breaking the blonde's nose. Bakugo was not even trying to fight back because he was still trying to shake back from the earlier hits. He was then punched in the face, making his head go right then left as Izuku was beating the hell out of him. He even knocked some teeth out of the boy's mouth. The others watching this were shocked, seeing this. With one last punch to the boy's face, Bakugo was about to go down, but Izuku grabbed him by the hair, keeping him up as the blonde was on his knees. Izuku. Tisich, look at you, oh how the mighty have fallen. Izumi. Let him go. Izuku. No, ask me nicely, then I will think about it. The ones that came with Bakugo was Ida, Shoto, and Izumi, who all just watched Bakugo get destroyed effortlessly. Ida. You demon villain, stop this at once. He was about to fire up his engines until Psycho. Saizuka, stop playing around and let the boy go. Like you said, we have a date to go on, so let's go already. Izuku. Well, lady, seems like Yugo lives to see another day. When my queen says let's go, I can't tell her no, so here. He tossed Bakugo's body at them as Ida caught it, seeing the blonde had long since passed out from the beating he got. Izuku. Now you three get the hell out of my sight before you get a beating worse than his. The three glared at him. Izumi. This isn't over, Deku. They all run up to get Bakugo too. Recovery girl. Once they were out of sight, Izuku speaks. Izuku. You can come out now. Aizawa. Aizawa comes from around the building and has heard and saw everything. Aizawa. Did you have to do him that badly? Izuku. Please, I would have done worse if Psycho didn't stop me. Psycho. You just got back in town, and I am not letting you kill someone the minute you're back. Izuku. All right. Aizawa. So what were you talking with Nizu about? Izuku. Since Dad is going to be running the school, he has placed someone else in charge. Aizawa. Any idea on who it is? Izuku. I will know when I meet them tomorrow. He then gets his ear pulled by Psycho, who is angry but smiling sweetly with a dark aura around her. Psycho. Sorry, Aizawa-sensei, but Izuku and I have to get going now. We have a date, don't we, Izuku? She pulls his ear tighter. Izuku. Yes. Okay, just stop pulling. Psycho. See you later. They then walk off with her still holding on to Izuku's ear. Aizawa's sad face, thinking, that girl is really scary. Izuku, I wish you the best of luck with her and the other women in your life. The next day, Psycho woke up in her dorm room expecting to see Izuku, but she looks to see a note on the pillow next to her. She takes the note and reads it. Dear Psycho, sorry I couldn't be there to wake up next to you, but I have an important meeting to get to. I can't be late. I also have a mission to go on later as well, so I will see you later on. Don't worry about me, I will be fine. Love, Izuku. Psycho smiled at this as she got out of bed and went to take a shower. For years ago, a man drops to one knee as his sword hit the ground. He was holding his ribs. The BLD dripped down his lips as he stared at the boy in front of him. Izuku stared back at the beaten-down man, who looked like he was on the verge of passing out. Izuku, I have to give you credit for being able to last this long against me. You truly are something else. Stain. I see you truly live up to your reputation. Stain then struggles as he makes it to his feet, still holding onto his ribs that were broken as he stared at the green-haired boy. Izuku, you have broken ribs, and your left arm is broken. You should really give up the fight. Stain, no way, I am far from done. Izuku, I see. Stain, tell me, boy, what is it that you fight for? Izuku, what do I fight for? Stain, yes, what is your conviction? What is the reason why you fight? Izuku, my goals, how well? Izuku looks to the sky and responds to the question. Izuku, what I want is a true society, one where hypocrites are not heroes that abuse their position, a world where only true heroes are the protectors. That is my goal. He looks back at Stain to see him smiling. Stain, our goals are one and the same. Izuku, tell me, Stain, would you consider joining my team? Stain, your team? Izuku, yes, I already have one member of M-Team. I just need another one. I work for a secret organization that brings down both villains and fake heroes. We reveal the heroes' dark secrets to the world, the dirt they do in the dark, and we bring it to the light. We punish the guilty and protect the innocent. So what do you say? Stain looked at the boy for a while before making his decision. Stain, I will join you, kid. I want to see the path you walk, but I have a request. Izuku, what is it? Flashback over. Izuku was walking inside of the apartment building. When he walks inside, he sees Dabi along with Lady Nagant. Izuku, you two are here, so where is Izuku? He gets hugged from behind. Izuku, there you are, Toga. Toga, I missed you so much. Let's go out. Izuku, not right now. We have a meeting with the new leader of the Dark Knights. Toga pouts fine. She lets him go as the team leaves the building and gets inside the car waiting for them. The driver takes them to UA. With Nizu. Nizu, I am so glad you will be taking over things for me. I have so much responsibility dealing with these students, so I will not be able to take care of the work that comes with running the organization. No problem. After all, you are the principal of UA. They then hear a knock at the door. Nizu, come in. The door opens as Izuku walks in, followed by his team. Izuku, hello, Dad. Nizu, it's always good to see you, son. Izuku looks at the woman in the room. Izuku, Nagenda. Nagenda, it's so good to see you, little brother. I see you're doing well. Izuku walks up to her and gives her a hug as she returns it. Nagenda, I have missed you, little brother. Izuku, I missed you as well. They break the hug. Nagenda then looks at Izuku's team. Nagenda, I see you have yourself a team. I always thought you were going to be solo for the time you were in the Dark Knights. Izuku, well, things change. Nagenda, how is my husband doing? Looks at Nizu. Nizu, he is teaching Class 1A this year, and he has a whole class. Nagenda, really? Wow. Go Shota, has he been getting enough sleep? Nizu, not really. Nagenda, that man, I will deal with him later. With Aizawa. Aizawa's sad face, thinking, why did a shiver just go down my spine? Back with the group. Izuku, so you're going to be leading the Dark Knights now? Nagenda, yes, I will be running things while Akame leads Team Night Raid, as I will be busy now. Introduce me to your teammates. Izuku motions for them as they speak. Dabi, my name is Dabi. My quirk is called Cremation. It's flames that are a mixture of ice and fire. I can control the temperature of how hot or cold I want them. Toga, my code name is Vampirus. I can transform into anyone I want by drinking that person's BLD. How long I can be turned into the person depends on how much BLD I drink. Nagant, my code name is Lady Nagant. I turn my right arm into a rifle and can also use my hair to create bullets. Nagenda, I see. Great team. Izuku. Izuku, thank you, ma'am. Nagenda, now Izuku, since this is your team, I want you all to handle a mission. Izuku, I was told I would be informed on what it entails. Nagenda, yes, are you familiar with the Fong Brothers, OC group? Izuku, yes, I heard that the heroes have not been able to catch them, and even those that catch them always end up killed. Nagenda, yes, they are indeed very dangerous. They all have wolf-like quirks, and they have been using these drags known as Trigger. They have been shipping it in from overseas. Toga, Trigger? Dabi, it's a drag that gives a boost to the individual's quirk. Izuku, I see, so you want us to find these guys, and then what, you want the alive or dead? Nagenda, I want them put down and the Trigger shipment stopped, and anyone who gets in your way, bring them down. The team nods. Nagenda, The shipment should come by 9 o'clock tonight thanks to my informant that was able to infiltrate the group. Be careful around them. They are not to be underestimated. Izuku, we understand. We won't fail you. Nagenda, good, you are dismissed. The team then leaves the office, leaving Nagenda and Nizu alone. After a while, Izuku and his team make it to Nagant's apartment to talk strategy. Izuku, okay, so first things first, Vampirus, this SI Lady Nagant, this is Vampirus. Toga, it's so nice to meet you. I see you're our teammate. Awesome, I thought I was going to be the only girl here. Nagant, thanks anyway. About our mission, what do we know about the Fong brothers? Izuku, like Nagenda said, they have wolf-like quirks, they have a good sense of smell, and incredible strength. Dabi, and with that trigger drag in their possession, they can be a handful, but it's nothing we can't handle, so how are we going to do this? Time skip nighttime. The team was by the docks waiting for the shipment to arrive in their hiding spots. Izuku, taps earpiece, everyone in position? Toga, earpiece. Dabi, Roger. Nagant, all set. Izuku, okay, I see the ship coming in now. Toga, from where I am, this looks to be the Fong brothers. They then see the Fong brothers walk into view with hoodies on, concealing their faces. Sato, finally the shipment is here. Kento, now we can use more of this drag and sell it to make more money. They then see three men leave the ship, while one wearing a suit looked like the boss of the operation. Boss, so you boys are back to move more triggers for me. Hope you can handle trouble the product. Sato, yeah, as long as you give us the drags, we can sell them to make the profit. And you will see your cut from this as well. The boss snaps his fingers as his goon opens the briefcase, revealing the said drags. Kento, awesome, with this we can deal with those DMN pros no problem now, and plus there is more to last us a long time. Boss, you boys have been good weight movers for me, so I have no need to doubt you. Just get the job done, so we can all make some money. Kento, no problem. Boss, this boat has the rest of the drags, so you got work to do. Then I guess you don't mind if we take them off your hands then. The group of villains turn to see Izuku and Dabi walking up to them. Izuku, so you're the Fong brothers, huh? Sato, who the hell are you? Kento, must be the heroes getting in our way again. Shin, do you guys have a death wish coming here, heroes? Dabi, oh, that's where you're wrong, little doggy. We are not heroes. Izuku, we are your executioners. Boss, TCH pest boys, kill them. His three goons pull out their guns, but the moment they do, they were all shot in the head and died, hitting the ground with BLD leaking from their heads. Boss, what the dash? Izuku walks up to the Fong brothers. Izuku, now, little pups, let's not do anything stupid. Shin, you think you can take us? Let's go, brothers. They were all prepared to attack Izuku, who stopped walking and stood there. Izuku, now that was something stupid. They then leaped in to attack him as he stood still. Kento, we're not going to fight. Is he scared or something? Sato, he must be. Don't worry, we'll make your death quick and pain. In an instant, the three brothers all had a hole in their chest before they even reached Izuku. They then hit the ground with a thud while coughing up BLD. Kento, and in no way. Just what is this guy? Shin looked at Izuku and recognized his face. He started shaking in fear. Shin, hit. Sato's eyes went wide as the life he had left faded, and he died as death took his other two brothers. The boss stood there wide-eyed looking at Izuku like he saw a ghost. He slowly backed away, only to bump into someone. His head slowly turned. Once he saw the man's face, he knew then he would not make it as he saw a hand aimed at his face. Dabi, and there goes the big bad boss. Toga and Nagant came running up to them. Toga, I already contacted HQ about the shipment. Agenda said the ship will be confiscated by the police. Just take the briefcase with the drag. Izuku, all right. Dabi, got it. He shows them the briefcase. Izuku, good job. Well, our mission is complete. Let's go. They make their way out of there. After that, the police arrive on the scene, seeing the situation before them, while they were being watched from the top of a building by Izuku's team. Dabi, well, that's that, folks. Nagant then looks at Izuku. Nagant's sad face, thinking, so that is how he fights? There is no way someone so young can be that strong. It's incredible. Toga looks at Nagant, looking at Hit. I see. Nagant. Huh. Toga, I saw how you were staring at him. Giggles. Nagant, blush. No, it's not that. It's just after all the rumors I have heard about Hit and seeing him fight like that, it was just amazing. Toga. Yeah, it was just imagine if he was a villain, there would be no one that could beat him. People fear the name hit more than they fear All Might, because he doesn't care whether you're a hero or a villain. If someone wants you dead, hit, gets the job done. He's the man that never misses no matter what. Nagant's sad face thinking. The man that never misses the assassin hit. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Harvey Dent. The docks were filled with the police as they were investigating what went down. The bodies of the Fong brothers were covered along with the boss of the operation as Tsugachi walks up to the officer. Tsugachi. So what did you guys find out? Officer. Well, we found out the ones that were killed are the Fong brothers that have escaped from many pros before and even killed some as well. What they were doing here we do not know, but the guy in the suit, his name is Kaido Tsuchika, a drag dealer who has been on our radar for some time now. Guess tonight he got killed. Tsugachi. Let me see the bodies. The bodies that were covered up were uncovered. As Tsugachi saw the dead bodies, his face showed surprise at what he saw. He walked up to the bodies of the Fong brothers. Officer, do you see something, sir? Tsugachi. Yes, the brothers, they all have a hole where their chest. Officer. Eyes wide and wait, you can't mean. Tsugachi. There is only one person that can do this much damage to someone's body. A punch so strong it can create a hole in someone's chest. There is no doubt about it. Hit his back in Japan. The officers around went pale hearing this. Officer 2. Wait, sir, but I thought it was just a myth. Tsugachi. No, hit is real, although I have never really seen his face. I have heard a lot about him. The man has the pro heroes even scared when they mention his name. The guy has never been caught, and even those that encounter him, it never ends well. Officer. I heard about him as well. The guy is so dangerous, some say. He can even rival All Might himself. Officer. Please, the guy may be strong, but there is no way he is beating All Might. Tsugachi. Okay, let's get these bodies out of here. Officers, sir. With the Yagis. Wait, hold on, so you're telling me Izuku is at UA? All Might aka Toshinori Yagi, the #1 hero of Japan, and Izumi's dad. He is currently on the phone with Izumi, who is at UA dorms. Izumi. Yeah, and he even beat up Bakugo. I can't believe what I am hearing. Inko. What's wrong, honey? Looks at Inko. Izumi just told us that Izuku got into UA. Inko, what? How he doesn't have a quirk, it's not possible. Izumi, thank you for telling me this. I will make sure Nizu is informed of this at once when I get there in the morning. You get some sleep now. Izumi. Okay, Dad. She hangs up. Inko. Why on earth is that boy at UA? He shouldn't even be there. Don't worry about it, Inko. Besides, the boy is probably in general studies or something. Like he can actually be a hero. The next day, Izuku is seen walking up to Class 1B dorms as he knocks on the front door, and someone answers it. Oh, hello, how can I help you? Izuku. Yes, I am here for Psycho. Oh, and who may I ask are you? Izuku. I am her boyfriend. Psycho then walks up to Izuku and gives him a hug, which he returns it. Psycho. Good morning, Izuku. Hey, I wanted to walk you to school if it's not too much trouble. Psycho. I don't mind at all. Psycho, you never told me you had a boyfriend, man. You got lucky, a hot guy, and that suit he has on. Psycho. Okay, that's enough. Setsuna looks at Izuku. This is my friend Setsuna. Setsuna, this is my boyfriend Izuku. Izuku. It's nice to meet you, Setsuna. Izuku goes and shakes Setsuna's hand, which she detaches it, trying to scare Izuku, which fails. Setsuna. Oh man, I thought I could get him with that trick. Psycho. Sorry, but it's impossible to scare Izuku. Izuku. She's right, so are you ready to go? Psycho. Yeah, come on. Psycho and Setsuna walks out, leaving the dorms, and make their way to UA University. While walking to UA, Izuku and Psycho talked with Setsuna as well. Setsuna. So Izuku, do you go to UA as well? Izuku. No, my dad is the principal, so I come to visit him and some others. Psycho. Oh, I almost forgot, Midnight is looking for you. Izuku. Shivers. Oh, why is that? Psycho. Well, you have been back in Japan for 3 whole days, and you haven't seen her once, so she is a little upset with you. Izuku. Oh, well, guess I need to avoid her. The last thing I need is an angry Midnight after me. Psycho. Giggles. Setsuna. So, Izuku, how long have you and Psycho been together? Izuku. We have been together since we were 14, so 4 years. Setsuna. So do you study at UA at all? Izuku. No, not really. I just come to see my dad Psycho and Midnight and even Aizawa sometimes. Setsuna. Really, what's your quirk? Izuku. I don't have a quirk, I'm quirkless. Setsuna. Oh, well, do you have a job? Izuku. Yes, I do. My job lets me travel a lot. While they talk, we're going to head over to UA, where there are a few people in there, those people being the Bakugas Mitsuki and Masaru, along with number 6 Hero Magnetic, and All Might, and with them are Katsuki Bakugu Izumi Yagi Tenya Ida, and Shoto Todoroki, as Nizu was sitting behind his desk looking at the group in front of him as he spoke. Nizu. Now I understand that there was something you wanted to talk with me about. Am. Yes, Nizu. I want to know why Izuku is here at UA? Nizu. Excuse me, what? Inko. We heard from Izumi that Izuku was here at UA. Why was he allowed here when he doesn't have a quirk? Mitsuki. And I want to know what the hell you're going to do about him, because from what I heard from Inko is that Izuku beat down my son, and I want to know what you're going to do about it. Nizu. Well, for starters, Izuku is not at UA. Am. What do you mean? Izumi told us that he was there speaking with Aizawa. Nizu. Yes, Izuku did speak with Aizawa, but Izuku does not study here at UA. He doesn't even go to this school. With Izuku. Izuku was standing right outside of Class 1B's door with Psycho. Psycho. Thank you for walking me to school. She wraps her arms around him and kisses him passionately on the lips as they break. Izuku. Well, I'm going to go see Dad. See you later. Psycho. I love you. Izuku. I love you too, my blue-haired genius. Izuku then walks off. Nizu. So you're saying Izuku attacked Katsuki Bakuga here for no reason at all? Izumi. That's exactly what I'm saying. Mitsuki. What kind of school are you running here, where people can just come in and beat up my son? I want something done about Izuku now. So, what are you going to do, Rat? I can tell you what I'm going to do to you if you don't stop yelling at him. Mitsuki. Oh, yeah, and who? She froze when she saw Izuku standing behind the group. Nizu. Oh, Izuku, good morning, son. Everyone except Izuku and Nizu. Thinking dash. Son? Izuku. I wanted to come and speak to you, Dad, but imagine my surprise when I felt more than one person in this room, so I came up as fast as I could. Bakugo. Deku. Izuku. Call me that name again, and I will continue where I left off on that beat down I was giving you. Mitsuki. So you're the one who did this to my son? Izuku. Yeah, I did. Nizu. They said that you attacked Bakugo for no reason and beat him brutally, might I add. Izuku. So that's what they told you. I knew they would twist the story up, and these but clowns would believe it. Mitsuki. What did you say? Watch who you're talking to. She said while getting in Izuku's face, while Izuku doesn't even flinch. Izuku. Look here, you blonde. I'm not your spineless husband over there, so get out of my face before I repeat what I did to your son to you. Mitsuki froze hearing Izuku say that to her, but she stood her ground. Mitsuki. So you admit that you beat him up? Izuku. Yeah, I did, but get your facts straight. It was that who attacked me first, and if you don't believe me, just ask Aizawa. After all, he was there and saw everything. Ida. That still doesn't. Izuku. Hey, robot boy, shut the hell up. No one asked for your opinion. Ida was about to say something until the door opened, and in came Aizawa walking in along with an agenda. Izuku. Oh, just the man we needed. Aizawa. Izuku. How are you? Izuku. Well, I'm having a hard time keeping my emotions in check, as you can see, because these annoyances here. Am. Young man, that is the last time you're going to disrespect us. He stopped talking as Izuku looked dead at All Might with a glare, not just any glare. This glare was one that shook All Might, as he wouldn't admit it, but he was scared. Nizu. Aizawa, good, can you tell us what exactly happened the other day with Izuku and young Bakuga here? Aizawa. Yes, I can. While Izuku was walking Ms and Telly home, he was confronted by Bakuga and his group, and when Izuku didn't want to answer any of their silly questions, Bakuga there got angry and went to attack Izuku, who retaliated by beating him down very brutally, I might add. Mitsuki. Looks at Bakuga, is this true, Katsuki, and do not lie to me. Bakuga hung his head down, avoiding his mother's gaze, as the others were now nervous. Izuku still hasn't said a word, seeing that All Might and Inko are in the same room as him. He is trying his hardest to keep himself calm. Pause. By the way, Izuku is 6'1" in this story. He is the same height as Aizawa. Back to the story. Aizawa. I assure you everything you heard is the truth, Ms. Bakugu. Izuku turned around and started walking towards the door. Najenda saw the look on his face and said nothing as she knew what it meant. Izuku placed his hand on the door. He then spoke. Izuku. I'm gonna visit you later, Dad. I have to go. The longer I stay here, the more I feel like I'm gonna hurt someone. He then opened the door and walked out. That boy, he has become too disresp. Nizu. That will be enough. Hearing this, the tall blonde looked at Nizu, who looked at him with a serious expression. Nizu. Now from what I heard, Katsuki Bakugu attacked Izuku first, in which Izuku was in his right to use self-defense. Not only did you attack him, but you attacked my son, and you should be thanking God that you're alive. Now all of you get out of my office, so I can speak with my daughter. They all leave Nizu's office as Aizawa went with them because they were heading to the Usch. Najenda. You think we should go after him? Nizu. No, when Izuku is like this, it's best to leave him alone. I am surprised, though, he showed so much restraint. With Izuku. Izuku left UA and went into the forest to be alone. He found an open field as he sat down and thought to himself. He sat there in silence, but he then felt something then rushed at him from the bushes at incredible speed and went for a kick to his head, only for him to grab the person's leg and throw them away, but they landed on their feet. All right. I knew it was you I smelled out here. Izuku stood up and looked at the woman with an annoyed look. Izuku. What do you want, Leon? Leon. Oh, you know me, just wanted to say hello. She then rushes at him and went for a punch, only for him to dodge it easily, as she then goes for a kick, which he dodged, as well as he jumped back with his hands in his pockets. Leon came at him again, throwing a barrage of punches at him, but he dodged everyone, not even using his time skip. He then palm strikes her in the chest, sending her back. Leon. I see you're still a tough, but I'm not done yet. She then charged at him, as he saw only one way to end this. Leon coughed up some spit as she dropped to her knees as her lion mode went out as she fell forward and hit the ground. Izuku. Signs crazy woman. After a while, Leon wakes up as she sees she is still in the open field. You're finally up. She looks to see Izuku sitting down watching her. Leon. CRP, did you one-shot me again? Izuku. Chuckles, yes I did. Leon. Damn it, one of these days I'm gonna get you. Izuku. I'm sure you will, so what brings you here? Leon. Oh, me and my team came here on the orders of our boss. I caught your scent and decided to stop by and say hello. Izuku. Well, that's one way to say hello to someone. Leon. So what's got you so? Eddie noticed you looked like you were ready to kill someone. Izuku. Size, it's a long story. With Class 1A and 1B. They were all gathered outside of UA, about to head to the Usch, as they were all in their hero costumes. Aizawa. Okay, so we will be taking a trip to the Usch where you all will receive training on using your quirks for rescue purposes. Now everyone on their buses. Class 1B loaded on their buses and sat in their own seats. Kendo. Hey, Psycho. Who was that guy that walked you to our class? Psycho. Oh, that was my boyfriend, Izuku. Kendo. Really, I didn't know you had a boyfriend. Psycho. Yeah, he is amazing. Kendo. Does he go to UA? Psycho. No, he's Nizu's son, so when he comes he visits me or his dad. Kendo. I didn't know Nizu had a son, they don't look alike. Psycho. Well, Nizu adopted Izuku when he was 13. Kendo. Whoa, no way, so what's his quirk? Psycho. He doesn't have one, he is quirkless. Setsuna. Yeah, and even though he doesn't have a quirk, he is a really cool person. Monoma. Oh, please, there is nothing special about him. If he doesn't have a quirk, I don't see why you're with him when you can have someone like me. Psycho. Hell no, I could never go for someone like you. Besides, Izuku is the only man I will ever need. Monoma. We shall see about that, Psycho. Psycho. Whatever. Kendo. Sorry about him. Psycho. Oh, don't worry, I am not worried about him in the slightest. They continued to talk amongst themselves as they made their way to the USJ, unaware of the danger that awaits them. 2 years ago, a city was destroyed, buildings gone, there was people around, but some were dead, some were barely alive, and there were even some still alive, but really injured. The ones that could stand were looking in the direction of what some people would call a wasteland. It looks as if a war was raged here. But in this area stood a boy. The boy's name was Izuku as he was standing over the dead body of a man with orange hair. He had a hole in his chest as Izuku stood over him, breathing heavily as he was bleeding from his head, as BLD also stained his hands, looking down at his enemy that is now dead. Two people then walked up to him, those two being Stain and Dabi, who also looked injured. They looked at their leader as he turned his head to them and spoke. Izuku, Dabi, Stain, let's go. The mission is complete. Our target is dead. Present. Dabi was at a hospital with flowers in his hands as he made it to the room and knocked, waiting for a response. Come in. Dabi then opened the door, and what he saw made him smile. Dabi, hey mom, how are you feeling? Dabi was looking at Rei Todoroki, who was admitted to this hospital by her husband, number 2 hero Endeavor, for the past 10 years. Rei, Tuya, it's so good to see you, son. I am fine. How about yourself? Dabi, I am fine. Sorry I haven't been around to see you lately. Work has been crazy as of late, but it's got to be done. Rei, I understand. Just having you visit me when you're free is good enough for me. Fuyumi came by here yesterday. Dabi, really, how is she doing? Rei, she said she is fine. Things have been good. Shoto brought his girlfriend for dinner. Dabi, you mean that Yairo's girl? Rei, yes, she told me that Shoto is just like Endeavor, and that's not a good thing. His ego is out of control. The last thing we need is another Endeavor. Dabi, don't worry, mom. I will make sure that that doesn't happen. Rei looks down. Rei, I hope you're right, Tuya. She then looks up as Dabi handed her the flowers. Rei, thank you. Dabi, you're welcome. Rei, so has work been stressing you out lately? Dabi, no, not really. It's nothing I can't handle. If anything, I am thankful for the people I work with. They are really awesome. Rei, I am glad you have good friends, Tuya. Dabi, yeah, there's something with Class 1A and 1B. The two classes made it to the USH as they were now standing in front of the Space Hero 13 and Aizawa. 13, welcome to the USH. Students, here is where you all will learn about using your quirks for rescue, you see. She then goes into her speech about how quirks can be dangerous. The students make their way inside the place. They look around, seeing the different places inside. 13 was then cut off as a purple portal appeared in the middle of the USH, and out of it came a man who had hands all around his body, followed by many villains as Kirishima spoke. Kirishima, will you guys have fake villains? Aizawa, those are real villains. Get back. 13, call for backup. 13, I can't. It seems they have jammed the signals, so we can't contact anyone. Psycho, what do we do? Aizawa, 13, stay, protect the students. I will deal with the villains. Aizawa placed on his goggles and leaped down into action, dealing with the villain. Psycho then looked at her watch, as it was a communicator watch given to her by Izuku, who had it specially made, as she tapped it trying to get a signal. At UA, Izuku has come back and is now in Nizu's office alone with Negenda and Leon, who was with him. Nizu, I am glad you managed to calm down. Izuku, yes, sorry about that. Negenda, don't worry. Given your history with them, I am surprised you were able to restrain yourself and not kill them. Izuku, yeah, He then heard his watch causing static as he looked at it and tapped it. Psycho, Izuku, Izuku. Psycho, what's going on? Psycho, Izuku, villains are attacking the UST. We need some He then heard static as her voice cut out completely as Izuku's eyes widened. Izuku, Psycho, Nizu. Did she say villains were attacking the UST? Izuku. Yeah, I will go there immediately. Looks at Negenda. How do you want me to deal with the villains? You want them dead or alive? Negenda. You have the students there, so take them down, but leave them alive. Don't need the class being traumatized. Izuku nods as he runs out of UA, bumping into Inko and Amin, his skinny from who saw him running, not even stopping to apologize. Inko. Hey. She then saw Leon running after him as Nizu came running out of his office with Negenda. Nizu. AM Magnetic, good. I need you both to head to the UST immediately. Villains are attacking. AM. What? Without hesitation, All Might buffed up and rushed down the hall. Izuku has made it outside as he then flew off with incredible speed, heading towards the UST as Leon went into her lion form and ran in the same direction. Izuku. Hold on, Psycho, here I come. At the UST. Psycho saw the others warped by Kirojiri to different areas throughout the area, with Jiro, Momo, Kaminari, and Kendo still with her at the entrance, as they were surrounded by villains as there was someone there with them. Seiryu, ubiquitous. Random villain RV. It seems we have one boy, and 4 hot chicks seems we got Lucky Lick's lips. Seryu. It would seem you all have the unfortunate fate to face us. Do not worry, your futile attempts at being heroes will end today. Psycho. Just what the hell do you guys want? Seryu. Our leader is here to kill All Might. That is why these villains are here. Me, however, I am here for a different reason. She then draws her guns and starts shooting at them, making them all, as they all dodge, jumping around as Seryu stops shooting and rushes at Psycho and throws a punch. Seryu. You die first. Her punch was blocked by Psycho, who then kneed the girl in the gut as she spinned and kicked her away. Jiro. Well, where did Intelli learn how to do that? The other villains rush at her as Psycho then gets into a fighting stance, just like Izuku's. Seryu saw this and was infuriated. The 3 villains rushing at Psycho went to attack her only for her to dodge them all with ease as she punched every villain in the gut hard enough to render them all unconscious. Another villain runs at her only for Kendo to punch him away using her big fist as she stood back to back with Psycho. Kendo, I didn't know you knew how to fight hand to hand. Psycho. Well, I was trained well in the art, so I am somewhat decent. Seryu. I wasn't going to use this, but Koro now. They all see the little puppy beside her buff up. Seryu. You girl points at Psycho. Are you related to the man called Hit? Psycho. Well, why do you want to know about Hai? Seryu then looks at them with the intent to kill in her eyes. Seryu. That man Hit, that stance, I will never forget it. I will kill that man if it's the last thing I do. Koro attack. The buff dog rushed at the group, aiming to punch their lights out. Psycho then tackled Momo out of the way of the Mad Dog's furious fist, as the others did as well, but then Psycho was grabbed by the head and lifted off the ground. She was struggling to get free. Seryu. That fighting stance you did, it was Hit's, no doubt about it. Psycho. Why are you so interested in Hit? Seryu. Because that took everything from me, and I will have my revenge. Now tell me, what do you know of Hit? Psycho. I don't know anything. GHH. Koro was squeezing her head. Seryu. Not talking. How well then, Koro, it's snack time. Kendo then rushed in to save her, only to be backhanded away by the dog. The beast was about to eat Psycho, but it was then hit by the door from the Ush that flew at it, knocking the monster away. They all looked top, see the Ush doors open, as someone was walking in, hands in his pockets, walking calmly inside the building. The fighting then came to a stop as Vlad King and Aizawa were fighting the Nomu, and were being beaten pretty badly, but the villains then saw the man who came through the doors. It was Izuku, who stood at the top of the stairs looking down at the villains before him. Seryu glared dangerously at him, while the villains, seeing him, started shaking out of fear. Random villain. RV1. No way, it can't be not him. RV2. I didn't know he was going to be here. The man with hands on his face, known as Shigaraki, looked confused seeing the newcomer. Shigaraki. Who the hell is this guy, and what is everyone so scared of? RV3. Don't you know who that is? That's the one guy you don't want to cross paths with. RV4. The man that makes even the pros shake by just mentioning his name. Izuku checks on Psycho. Izuku. Are you alright? Psycho. Yes, I am fine. Smiles. I am so glad you made it. Izuku. I told you that watch would come in handy. It seems like there are quite a few villains here. Leon then comes in. Leon. Dimon, this looks like fun. Denki. Whoa, who is the hot girl? Izuku then reaches into his pocket and pulls out his black gloves and puts them on. Izuku. You guys stay back and let us deal with this. Ida. Don't be foolish, you don't even have a quirk. How do you expect to fight all these villains? Izuku ignores him and walks down the stairs. Each step, he takes the villains all step back in fear. Izuku. You came here for whatever reason you have, I don't care, but harming the person that matters the most to me is a big mistake. So what I am about to do to you, I am going to enjoy it. Shigaraki. You talk tough, but you're nothing compared to my Nomu. Noma, kill him. The beast then rushed at Izuku using his time skip. Izuku smashed his fist into the beast's gut, sending it right into a wall. Shigaraki. You can't beat my Nomu. It was made to kill All Might. It has shock absorption and regeneration. You're out of your league. Izuku. Is that right? Well then. Izuku looks at the beast coming at him as he pulls back his fist and move it forward. The invisible force hit the beast in the head, making the head explode. As the headless monster fell to the ground with a thud, Shigaraki went wide-eyed and looked at Izuku, who looked unfazed. Izuku. From my observation, that thing didn't even look remotely human, so killing it won't be so bad now to deal with the rest of the small fry. Before he could do anything, Seiryu came rushing at him with hatred in her eyes. Seiryu, I have waited so long for this, your mind hit. Izuku then rushed at her and delivered a hard gut punch to her. He then saw the dog coming at him, but it was intercepted by Leon, who kicked the beast away. Izuku then looked to see the students of Class 1A and 1B were returning to the entrance as they see him. Setsuna. Hey, it's Izuku's Psycho's boyfriend. Kirishima. Hey, it is him. Tsu. You're right, what is he doing here? Is he a pro hero? Izumi. Deku, what the hell are you doing here? Izuku. Saving your asses, now shut up. Izuku then looked at the remaining villains, who were scared shitless. Some backed up, some stood up, not scared in the slightest. Four-armed villain, dollar arms. H.A. I am not scared of you, so come at me, kid. He kneeled over, feeling the pain of a powerful punch to his stomach. The villain fell to his knees before fully falling to the ground unconscious. Izuku looks at the villains. Who's next? The villains were scared as they all continued to back away. Izuku. Fine then, I will just come to you then. Izuku gets into his stance and rushes at the remaining villains. One by one, each villain was hit with a furious punch to the face, jaw, gut, and was knocked out completely. Even those that wanted to give up. Izuku's assault ended when only Shigaraki was left standing. He was not happy seeing what Izuku had done to them. Shigaraki. You idiot, you think you have won, I will kill you. The handman then ran at Izuku. Kurogiri. Shigaraki no. Shigaraki went to touch Izuku, wanting to decay him, only for his hands to go through him. Shigaraki jumps back and looks at the boy dumbfounded. Shigaraki. Why can't I touch you? Izuku canceled his move and got back in his stance and went after Shigaraki. Izuku then appeared in front of Shigaraki and uppercut him, sending him into the air, but Izuku appeared above him and delivered a brutal kick to his jaw, sending him rocketing down to the ground with a boom. Izuku then lands on the ground to see Shigaraki lying down face first. He sees the handyman trying to get back up, only to have his head stomped into the ground by Izuku, who then walks around and grabs both the man's arms and pulls him back while pressing his foot on the man's back. Shigaraki. What are you doing? Stop it. Kurogiri was about to step in, but a look from Izuku made him stop in his tracks. Izuku looks at Kurogiri. I don't think you want to do that unless you want me to shove my foot through this guy's back and through the chest, killing him now. That would be bad. So I suggest you stay put, ghosty. Izuku then turns his attention back to Shigaraki. Izuku. Now where was I? Oh yeah. He then began pulling the arms back, with Shigaraki screaming in pain, begging for him to stop until a snapping sound was heard loud enough for everyone to hear. The students watching this were shocked at how brutal Izuku was being. Seeing now that he broke the man's arms, Izuku let him go, with Shigaraki hitting the floor, but Izuku then moved back up and stomped the man on his head. Izuku. Hey, this isn't how it works. You give us information, then you die, you horrible villain. Now who sent you here? Shigaraki. You. Izuku. No thanks, man, I like girls. Pretty sure Shitsuki's into guys though. But anyway, back to my question, who sent you here? Answer me, or I will break another body part. They all then heard a crashing sound as they saw All Might. Students never fear, for I am. He then saw all the villains were knocked out. His attention was turned to Izuku, who was applying pressure to his foot that was on Shigaraki's head, like he was trying to crush it like AG. Izuku. Come on, man-child, answer my question, or should I just kill you and get it over with? Shigaraki was screaming in pain, with Izuku continuing to hurt the man. That was then stopped by All Might, who grabbed Izuku and pulled him off the man. Izuku. What the hell are you doing? That is enough, you are taking things too far. Izuku. Get the out of my way, I was getting answers from him. Stay out of this. No, you have done enough damage to him. Let the police handle the rest when they get here. Taking advantage of their arguing, Kurogiri rushed in and warped both Shigaraki and Seiryu away along with the dog Koro. Izuku. Damn it. Looks at look what your stupid meddling did. If I didn't step in, you were going to cause more harm than necessary. You were going too far. Izuku. So what? That's what needs to be done, since you, being the so-called symbol of peace, isn't stopping crime. And look what happened. They got away. Damn it. Next time, stay the hell out of my way. Izuku walked off, going past All Might as the heroes all arrive on the scene to gather up the villains. The students were all saved, and the teachers of both classes in 13 was inured as the villains were detained and being arrested. Izuku was outside the USH leaning against the wall, while deep in his thoughts trying to calm himself down. He was angry at All Might who got in his way of dealing with Shigaraki, and thanks to that interference they got away, which infuriated the green-haired boy more. Inside the USH. Agenda. So Leon report. Leon. All the villains are down there still alive, just knocked out, but the one who started this got away. Izuku was trying to get info out of the guy, but All Might stopped him. Agenda. Do you have a description of the guy? Leon. Yeah, the guy had blue hair, red eyes, was a slim, looked kinda homeless. He was acting like a child playing a video game. He had a monster with him that he said was made to kill All Might. AM was speaking with Class 1A and 1B hearing what happened. AM. Are you serious? They had a monster made to kill me? Izumi. Yeah, and it was strong. It even injured Aizawa and Vlad King. Momo. And All Might. AM. Yes. What is it, young Yaoyorozu? Momo. It's about Hit? AM. Hit? Momo. Yes, that girl that was with the villains called Izuku Hit. AM. Eyes went wide hearing this. AM. Are you sure about this? Izumi. Yeah, even some of the villains called him Hit. Psycho snuck out and went to see Izuku. Izuku looked to see Psycho coming up to him. Psycho. Are you okay? Izuku. Not really, the villains got away and now I'm... Ed, sorry, but it's best that All Might to not be around me right now. I'm going to take off, tell my dad I will talk to him later. He then flies off, leaving the USH, as All Might comes out to see him flying away. AM, sad face, thinking, damn it, he's gone. If this is true, if Izuku really is Hit, then he needs to be stopped. The police takes the students' statements and witness reports the villains were all arrested and taken to jail, as All Might spoke to Tsukaichi about what he found out. With Izuku, Izuku landed on a building as he walked towards the edge and stood. He watched as the sun was setting. Izuku. You know you can't sneak up on me? Stain. Stain comes from behind and stood next to Izuku. Stain. Doesn't hurt to try. How are you? Izuku. Ed, the UST was attacked. The students of Class 1A and 1B were there. The teachers got injured, but the students are fine. I was prevented the villains from doing any serious damage to them, but All Might got in my way when I was getting info from the man who started the attack. Stain. I still can't believe that All Might, the man I actually looked up to, the only person I saw was worthy of being a true hero, turned out to be a fake. Izuku. It's like I said, there are no heroes in this world we live in. Some are real, the rest are villains putting on a costume. A week then goes by, as the students were given that week off. After what happened, Izuku took this time to get his team updated on what happened, and also took the time to go on a date with Psycho. Now we go to Izuku, who was walking through the gates of UA, and made it into the school. While walking, he saw the students looking at him, some with fear, and some with even glaring at him. But he didn't care. He continued to walk, hands in his pockets, not even caring about the looks he was getting. With Nizu. Nizu. Are you sure you want to do this? I have never been more serious, Nizu. All Might was there along with Detective Tsukaichi and several other police officers, and Endeavor and Inko along with Bakuga Ida Shoto and Izumi. They were all waiting for one man, Izuku. The man of the hour knocks on the door. Nizu. Come in. Izuku walked inside and was greeted by the sight of the police, the three heroes and officers. Izuku closed the door behind him, looking at the people in front of him. He didn't even care. He had that emotionless look on his face and spoke. Izuku. What the hell is going on? Tsukaichi then stepped in front of the green-haired boy, showing his badge to Izuku. Tsukaichi. Izuku Yagi, I have some questions for you. Izuku. Oh yeah, what do you want? Tsukaichi. We have gotten several reports from the students and the villains. From the UST that you were Hit. Is that true? Izuku looked at the man with his emotionless expression and spoke. Izuku. Yeah, I am, so what? AM and Inko went wide-eyed, seeing that he admitted it with no fear or hesitation as Tsukaichi spoke. Tsukaichi. I see. Well then, you are hereby under arrest for the many murders you have committed over the years. Now you will be paying for your crimes. Please come with us peacefully. Izuku. Why don't you go back to your police station and take all these rent-a-cops with you? Because I really don't have time to deal with you now. Get out of my face. While I still feel merciful, besides, you call me the wrong name. My name is Izuku Nizu, And the only reason I don't snap your neck right now is because, like I said, I am feeling merciful right now. AM then stepped up looking at Izuku as if he was a villain. AM. Izuku, you need to turn yourself and you are hit, and have committed many crimes killing many villains, and pro-heroes surrender and face your crimes. Izuku then burst out laughing at All Might. He then stopped after a while and looked at him. Izuku. Me committing crimes, please, and if I was going to be arrested, then I would have been released after a few seconds of being there. Endeavor. What are you talking about, boy? Izuku then pulls out a badge of his own, showing it to them. Izuku, I am Agent Hit, working for an organization sanctioned by the government. Therefore, I am in my rights to deal with villains how I see fit. The only people that can arrest me are the people that work with my organization, and the leader, which is my sister Agenda. So no matter what I do, who I kill, you false heroes can't do SHD against me. I can kill every police officer in this room and walk out of here like it's nothing and nada. DMN thing will happen to me. AM. Stop lying, you're just making things up. He is telling the truth. They all look to see Agenda come in. After checking on Aizawa, she stands by her father's desk while Nizu was sipping his tea watching things unfold. Agenda. Izuku is a member of the Dark Knights organization that was made by the government of Japan, so only the Dark Knights can arrest their own heroes, and I use that word loosely, have no power in this. Nizu. I told you that you would be wasting your time. Inko. You can't be serious, Nizu. Endeavor. That boy is the assassin Hit. That W equals has been killing heroes and villains alike. How can he be allowed to be free? Izuku, because you walking matchstick on steroids. I work for an organization. Bakugo, that doesn't matter, you're a killer, and you need to be arrested. As far as I am concerned, you're nothing but a villain. Izuku looked at the blonde. Izuku, you of all people are calling me a villain. Izuku then starts chuckling, which then turns into laughter. Ida, this is not funny. Izuku then stops laughing and looks at them with a serious expression. Izuku, you're right, you all stand there and call me a villain when you're nothing more than villains wearing costumes. AM, I will hear no more of this. Tsukaichi, arrest him. Izuku, you know what, yet Tsukaichi arrest me, but you should know I will be out in no more than a few seconds, and when they ask me everything, I will tell them everything. He looks at all of them. Izuku, oh yeah, everything, even what the so-called prodigies did to me growing up. I know that your little Princess Izumi would be thrown slam in jail at Tartarus. Oh, just wait until they find out she is your daughter. AM gets close, getting in Izuku's face. AM, watch yourself, boy, you do not threaten me and my family. Izuku, your family, I don't give a DMN about you, or your family. You want to know something though, All Might? AM, what is it? Izuku, the only reason you and your so-called family is still alive right now is because of Nizu, so you should be thanking him, because if it wasn't for him, every single one of you would be dead right now. AM, you are nothing but a cold-blooded killer. Izuku, I may be a killer, but I am not cold-blooded. Tashinori Yagi, now lower your voice before I put another hole in your stomach. AM froze hearing this. Izuku, yeah, I know about your weak spot, and I know about your time limit. Now get back before I finish what AFO started. Inko, how do you know about that? Izuku, that's none of your business, Inko. Bakugo then steps up to Izuku. Bakugo, watch how you talk to Ani Deck. A hard knee to his gut from Izuku made the blonde hush as he dropped to his knees. Inko and Endeavor were about to attack until people burst inside the office through the window. Endeavor had a flaming blue hand aimed in his face, while Inko had a gun aimed at the back of her head, and Izumi was held with a knife to her throat. Nagant, Dabi, and Toga came in and are now ready to attack their intended targets. Dabi, everything all right here, boss? Izuku, yeah, everything is fine, you all can relax, besides they are not going to do anything. Izuku then grabs Bakugo by the throat and lifted him up and threw him down to All Might's feet. Izuku, I could easily kill everyone besides for a select few in this room, but like I told Tsukaichi today, I was feeling merciful. Now looks at Nizu. You have something for me, Dad? Nizu, well, with everything that just happened aside, I wanted to inform you due to the attack at the USH, I want you to be here at UA along with your team. Agenda, since the students of Class 1A and 1B were attacked, we are assigning your team to be protecting them. Izuku, so you want me to babysit Class 1B? I have no issue with, but Class 1A is a different story. Agenda, don't worry, you will be getting paid for this, little brother, all of you will. AM. Neza, you can't be serious letting this murderer guard the classes. Izuku. Oh, shut up, clown. Maybe if you were actually able, if you heroes actually did your job. Endeavor. Watch yourself, boy. Izuku. And what are you going to do about it? Walking bonfire. The reason things happened the way they did was because you fakes can't do a DMN thing, which is why we are needed for this society to truly change. AM. You think if you kill heroes and villains things will change, nothing good can come from taking lives. Izuku. TCH, I guess someone should have told you that when you went after AFO for revenge, huh? AM. Wide-eyed Ichich, how did you know? Izuku. Like I'm going to tell you that, well, this has been very entertaining, but I have to go. I have an old friend to meet with. Let's go, team. Izuku, Nagant, Toga, and Dabi left the office, leaving everyone there as All Might was angry at how things transpired. Nizu. I told you that you wouldn't be able to do anything to him. Even if you could arrest Izuku, I wouldn't let that happen. Besides, he told me everything that happened. AM. Why are you so against us, Nizu? We did nothing wrong. Nagenda. Nothing wrong. What you did to my brother is something I will never forgive. Like he said earlier, you should be thanking our dad, because if it wasn't for him, then Izuku would have killed you all by now. I am out of here, Dad. I'm going to go meet up with my team. She then leaves the office. With the LOV. Sariu smashed her fist in the wall, cracking it. Sariu. Damn it, he was right there, and he beat us without even trying. Kurogyri. Please calm yourself, Sariu. You will get another chance to have your revenge. Shigaraki. If anyone is going to kill that, it's going to be me. He broke both of my arms. AFO. On monitor, calm yourselves, Tamura, and Sariu. You will get your chance to have your vengeance on the man they call Hit. Sariu's sad face thinking, Hit. Flashback 2 years ago. Sariu, get out of here now. Sariu. No, I won't leave you. We can fight them together. No, even with you we won't be able to win. Go now with stylish. Go and live. Never forget that you are a proud member of the Meta Liberation Army. Now go and honor your father's last wish and live, my daughter. Sariu cried as she ran off. The doors to the room was kicked down as Izuku walked inside. Izuku. Redestro, it's time for you to die. The man now known as Redestro used his stress quirk and buffed up and charged at Izuku. Redestro, come and die. Hit. After a while, Sariu returned to the battlefield looking for her father. She kept walking until she stumbled upon the dead body of her father, Redestro, who had a hole in his chest. Dropping to her knees, she began to cry uncontrollably over her father's dead body. Flashback over. Sariu. I swear I will avenge my father's death, and I will make you suffer. Hit, I promise you. Izuku was with his team as they were meeting someone as the person arrives. Well, Demon Kid, you sure have grown, and now you have your own team with you. Izuku. Well, it's always good to see my favorite anti-hero. It's good to see you again. Red Hood. For years ago, Izuku was walking away as someone spoke to him. Psycho. Izuku. Izuku stopped his back, turned to her, not even looking back. Psycho. Why are you keeping your distance from me? Why are you so cold, so distant? I want to be there for you, but you won't let me in. Izuku, can't you see that I care about you? When did you get so cold? Izuku said nothing, still keeping his back, turned to her, not looking her in the eyes. Psycho. So you're not even going to look at me? Why won't you turn around and look at me? Izuku still said nothing, which further angered her. Psycho. Damn it, say something, you idiot. Can't you see that I love you? She then had tears coming from her eyes, looking at the back of Izuku, who still refused to look at her. Izuku. Just forget about me. Nothing good can come from loving me. You will be saving yourself from a lot of pain. Just live your life and pretend I never exist. He then walks forward and opens the door. He walks out, closing it behind him. Present. Red Hood. Good to see you again, Izuku. Izuku. Always good to see you, Red. Nagant. Wait, the Red Hood, the same Red Hood that killed the Joker all those years ago? Red Hood. The one and only Lady Nagant. Izuku. So what did you find out? Red Hood. That group that attacked the the League of Villains, are a new group. Guess you can call that their villain debut. The girl Sariu is the girl you were talking about. Izuku. I see she escaped when me, Dabi, and Stain took on the Meta Liberation Army 2 years ago. Sai, seems like we need to deal with this group before they become too big of a problem. Red Hood. I couldn't find anything on that Miss guy and the one you call Shigaraki. Izuku. So nothing came up at all, huh? Red Hood. No, and that's strange. A guy like that would probably be easy to find. Izuku. That Shigaraki guy couldn't have been the ends of the operation. They got into UA, got info on where the class was going, and made sure they caused a ruckus only to destroy the gate and get inside. There is someone else pulling the strings. A man-child like that is not the boss. Red Hood. So, what are you going to do now? Izuku. I'm going to talk with Nagenda and come up with a plan for these guys. Looks at his team. Dabi, stay with me. Nagant, Toga, you can go for now. We will meet up later. Both women nod as they left, leaving the three men there. Red Hood. I'm gonna go visit Niza. Figured I say hi to an old friend. He then walks off. As they were on a building, he shot his grapple gun, attaching it to another building, and leaped away. Dabi. So what are we gonna do, boss? Izuku. Come with me. They both made their down from the building roof they were standing on as they walked the streets. Izuku. I got a visit from Stain the other week, remember? Dabi. Yeah, he visited me as well, told me that some serial killer has been roaming around at night in Kyoto. Izuku. Well, I want you to find out who this serial killer is. Word is he has been cutting off people's heads, making people fear to even come out at night. Dabi. So you want me to gather info on the wannabe boogeyman? Consider it done. So how you feeling about having to be a bodyguard to the people you hate? Izuku. Don't even get me started on Teach. He was cut off as something hit his leg. The two looked down to see a child. Izuku. A child. The little girl looks up at Izuku, who knelt down to look at her. Izuku. Are you all right? The little girl quickly latched onto him, shaking in fear, confusing both Izuku and Dabi. Izuku. Kid. Dabi. She looks frightened by something. Oh, there you are, Eri. Izuku and Dabi look to see a man walking up to them. I am sorry if my daughter caused you both any trouble. Dabi's sad face thinking, wait, this guy. Sad face thinking, that guy with the green hair looks familiar. Izuku looks at the man for a moment, then looks at Eri, who is shaking as she tightens her grip on the green-haired boy, who then looks back at the man. Izuku. So this is your daughter? Yes, she ran off from me because I was scolding her for throwing a tantrum. Izuku. I see, but I am curious, why does she have all these bandages on her? Well, Eri is extremely clumsy. Izuku narrows his eyes at him. Izuku. Oh, is she now? Yes, come on, Eri, it's time to go. Let's stop bothering these nice heroes. Eri did not move as she was still shaking in Izuku's grasp. Eri. Whispers, please don't go. Izuku then widened his eyes for a moment. Flashback 6 years ago. Izuku was sitting in an alley as the rain was pouring down on him. His clothes were dirty and ragged as he held his head down. Izuku. Why am I forced to live like this? I just want to die and end this suffering. Flashback over. Izuku then looks at the man. Izuku. Yeah, I don't think so. Dabi, get the kid. Dabi takes Eri from Izuku, who pulled out his badge, showing it to the man. Izuku. I'm going to have to ask you some questions, sir. It would be in your best interest to cooperate. Don't do anything stupid. But of course, what do you say we talk about this privately out of sight? Izuku nods and looks at Dabi, who nodded as well. They followed the man into the alleyway. Izuku watched him cautiously and saw the man want to take off his glove. Eri tried to get out of Dabi's grips, but couldn't. The man then turned around and went to grab Izuku's face, only to get punched in the gut as Izuku held his arm. Gah. Izuku. Now didn't I just tell you not to do something stupid? Dabi, get the kid out of here. Dabi. On it. He channels flames to his feet as he flies off with Eri in his arms while Izuku stayed with the man. Izuku. Now tell me, what were you doing to that little girl? Answer the question. Like I would answer a sick hero like you. He then went to touch Izuku with his other hand, only to be punched in the face and sent back. Damn it, give your eye back to me. Izuku, I don't think so. Kai Chisaki aka Overhaul smirks. Izuku then puts on his black gloves as Overhaul's eyes narrowed. Overhaul. So you know me how well? It doesn't matter. Izuku. I knew I saw you face somewhere, but then it hit me you're that Overhaul guy. Rumors say you took over the Yakuza, but I am more curious about that little girl. She was scared to death of you. I am telling you, if you answer my questions, I might leave some of your bones intact. Overhaul. TCH, you diseased heroes are nothing to me. He then went to place his hand on the ground, but was met with a ferocious punch to his gut. He then kicked Overhaul, sending him sailing out of the alley as he hit the ground hard. They were now in an abandoned construction site. Overhaul got back to his feet, only to be met with a knee to his gut, so hard some of his ribs were broken. Izuku then uppercut the man, sending him airborne, only to appear above him and elbow him in the back, sending him to the ground with a boom. Izuku slowly descends to the ground and stomps on Overhaul's back, making the bird mask man scream in pain. He then walked to where his head was and stomped his head into the ground. His bird mask was destroyed at this point, as Izuku spoke. Izuku, you know I wanted to make this painless as possible, but you just insist on doing things the hard way. He presses his foot harder, making the man groan in pain. Izuku, tell me what you were doing to that little girl? Overhaul, screw you. Izuku, I see. He then uses his ki to form a ki blade. He then slices off Overhaul's right arm, making the man scream in pain. Overhaul, you. What kind of hero are you? Izuku, I am no hero now for the other. He then had to jump away as a big guy came in trying to punch him. He saw Overhaul was now surrounded by other people. Overhaul, are you alright? Overhaul was coughing violently as BLD was coming from his mouth. He was helped back to his feet. Izuku, these must be the other members of his group, no matter. Get Overhaul back to the base, I will take care of this. A giant buff man said. Izuku, you must be Rikiya Katsukame. That's right, and I'm gonna put you down. Izuku chuckles if I had a nickel for every time someone said that. One of the members threw a smoke bomb to the ground, causing smoke to go everywhere, leaving only Rikiya and Izuku there. Izuku, give up because at this point I'm done being merciful. Rikiya then charged at Izuku. Rikiya, you're through, kid. Izuku, using time skip, appeared in front of the man in the blink of an eye and punched straight through the giant's gut. Izuku, what would you look at that? He removes his fist as Rikiya fell to his knees as BLD came from his mouth through his mask. Izuku, well, seems like you're the sacrificial lamb. Don't worry, you're not going to die. Yet you still have answers for us. We get those, then we decide your fate. Boss. Izuku sees Dabi walking up to him. Izuku, where's the girl? Dabi, with Nagant and Toga, where's the guy? He managed to get away and leave us with this guy to try and kill me, to which he failed. Now, let's get him back to Nagenda so we can get some answers from him. Dabi got it. Izuku picked the big guy up, seeing that he was passed out. Now they took him to another location as Dabi called Nagenda, filling her in on what's going on. With Overhaul, the group of thugs had to get their boss back to their base. Quickly, his injuries were serious. The rest of Rappa. Well, what the hell happened to Overhaul? Didoro. He was fighting some man. The guy had green curly hair and a suit on. He really did a number on the boss. Rappa. Wait, did you say a man with green hair? Didoro. Yeah. Why do you know who he is? Rappa. No, why? He fought Hit and survived. Didoro. Wait, that kid was Hit. Rappa. Yeah, Hit is the only man that was ever able to beat me, but the thing is I lost the fight against Hit before it even began. I couldn't beat him, not once. Overhaul came to and listened to Rappa. Overhaul. Wait, that guy was Hit? Rappa. Yeah, and now that you fought him, you will be dead the next time you meet. Overhaul. Wait, what do you mean? Rappa. The man they call Hit, there's this saying, if you ever encounter him, the only thing you can do is pray that you leave alive, because no one lives after fighting Hit. You got away this time, because you were lucky and had backup. If these guys didn't save you, you would be dead. That's just how dangerous Hit is. The only reason I got to live after he fought me was because I earned his respect, and that is an honor of itself. 3 years ago, Nagenda was with Izuku on top of the UA building. Nagenda, why don't you want to be a hero? What are you after? Izuku. Nothing. All I want is to change this society for the better. In my honest opinion, there is no such thing as heroes, only villains that wear masks. Nagenda. I see, but are you saying that because of your past with the Yagis, or is that truly how you feel? Izuku. That is how I truly feel. My past no longer has any meaning to me. If given the chance, I would kill them all, but I have better things to do, so from here on out, I will have my team with me. After all, every wolf needs a pack behind him. Nagenda. Smiles. It seems you have changed, little brother. That psycho girl had some influence on you. Izuku. Chuckles. I guess you're right. Izuku was standing with Nagenda, Dabi, and Nizu. They were in front of a man bound to a chair by chains and quirk suppression cuffs. He had bandages covering his midsection thanks to the hole in his gut, courtesy of Izuku. The group were in a secret base at UA, hidden underneath the school. The base was soundproof. It looked like a torture room with any different tools to use. Izuku walks up to the chained down man and slaps him in the face, making him stir awake. Izuku. Good you're not dead. We have some questions for you, Rikia, and you will be wise to answer them. Rikia. I am not telling you anything. You foolish heroes don't know who you're dealing with. Izuku. I see, loyal till the end. Too bad, we probably would have let you live longer. Nagenda. Don't worry, by the time he is done with her, he will be singing like a bird, and we will know all their dirty secrets. Nagenda looks to her left. Nagenda. You can come to your thing now, Winter Queen. A woman walks out from the shadows as Izuku smirked while Dabi started shaking. So, this is the person I am supposed to torture. The woman looked at Rikia, and the man didn't admit it, but the woman sent shivers down his spine as the woman smiled evilly at him. Isteth. Looks at Izuku. It's good to see you again. Izuku, how is my daughter doing? Have you been treating her well? Izuku. She has been doing fine, and don't worry, I am treating her just right. Isteth. Good to know. We will have to catch up later, sweetheart. I have some torturing to do. She looks back towards Rikia. Isteth. You can leave him to me. Dabi's sad face thinking, this woman still terrifies me. Nizu. Well, let's leave her to it, come on. Izuku, Dabi, Nagenda, and Nizu walks off, heading out the door as Isteth began her torture on Rikia. Rikia. WW, what are you doing with that? No, wait, stop, don't GHHHHHH. His screams of agony went silent as the door closed behind the group as they left and made their way back to UA's school. Dabi. Every time I am around that woman, she shows me why I am glad she is on our side. Izuku. Chuckles, that's his death for you. Nagenda. She is a piece of work, but she is great at what she does. We should have information on Overhaul and his group. Izuku. Okay, then I'm going to go check on the kid. Dabi. Well, I'm going to go check out that serial killer in Kyoto. Catch you later, boss. Dabi walks off, leaving the family duo to walk the halls of UA until they came to the infirmary. Knocking on the door they heard come in as Izuku went in first as he saw Eri, who looked at him immediately. Eri. Why, you're alive. Izuku. Of course I am. Recovery girl. RG. The girl is malnourished, other than that she seems fine. Izuku. I see, so Eri, do you have any parents? She shakes her head no. Eri. I never met my mom and my dad. Izuku. I see, don't worry, everything will be okay. That man won't hurt you ever again, alright? With Nagenda. Nagenda. Even though Izuku may come off as cold, but he is actually great with kids. Nizu. Yes, he is indeed good with kids. Izuku then comes out of the room, closing the door behind him. Nagenda. How is she? Izuku. Recovery girl said she is malnourished. She is going to run some more tests on her. The girl has no parents to look after her. Nizu. I see. Izuku. What's going to happen to her? Nizu. I will try to make some calls and see if she has any other relatives willing to take her in. If that fails, then we are left with no other choice but to send her to foster care. Izuku. That might do more harm than God. I mean, kids in foster care that does not turn out well. Looks at Nagenda. So, what's the plan on dealing with the League of Villains? Nagenda. Well, considering they were able to get into UA and get the schedule and attack the UST when the students were there, and the only one we have information on is Saria, we need to find out more about them. So, I suggest sending in one of our own to act as a spy. Izuku. Well, I say we send Toga. She can transform into people by drinking their BLD, and she is stealthy enough to gather intel and not be caught, and she is good at intel gathering and is highly skilled in combat. Nagenda. Are you sure she can do this? Izuku. Yeah, I have faith in her. Nagenda. Okay, inform her on what she has to do. If she wants the mission, then let me know. Izuku. Got it. The bell rings, signaling classes to be over. Izuku. Well, better get to Psycho's class. See you guys later. Nagenda. Actually, I'm going to walk with you. There is something I need to speak with Aizawa about something. Izuku. Okay then. They both made their way to Class 1A. When they get there, they see the door blocked off by many students as they see Psycho, who runs up to them and hugs Izuku. Izuku. What's going on? Psycho. Oh, students are blocking our classroom door. Our sensei told us that the sports festival is coming up and we have 2 weeks to prepare. Do you think you can help me train? Izuku. Sure, no problem. He holds Psycho's hand as they were about to walk out until Psycho's left hand was grabbed, and she was pulled back. Izuku looked to see Ida, Bakuga, Shoto, and Momo as Ida had Psycho behind him. Psycho. Ida. What the hell are you doing? Ida. Stay away from him, Psycho. Izuku. Size M, I curse to be annoyed by stupid people like seriously am I. Psycho. Ida, get the hell out of my way, what the hell is your deal? Ida, you need to stay away from this monster Psycho, you don't know what he is. Izuku. Monster, huh, well that's not the worst thing I have been called, look robot boy, take your band of but clowns and leave me and my girlfriend alone. Ida. She is not going anywhere with you, I bet you haven't told her what you do. Shoto. I bet if she knew exactly what it was you do then she would not be with you. Bakugo. You're nothing but a monster. Ida. I don't care what Principal Niza says, I will make sure you are put behind bars. The rest of Class 1A came up to see what was going on. Zero. Hey, what's going on? Bakugo. We're just dealing with a criminal. Kirishima. Hey, it's that guy who was with Mr. Aizawa. Izuku. You know it's funny that you say I should be put behind bars, but stop trying to be something you are clearly not. You say I'm a monster, yet I haven't done anything horrific, and you sit there and judge me, but I bet if your classmates knew exactly what you all did, they would see who the real monster is. Besides, just like earlier, you can't do anything to me like I said, so let my girl by, because I have something to do. Ida. Psycho is not going anywhere with a psychopath like you. Having heard enough of this, Psycho then kicked Ida in the jewels, making the boys of Class 1A cringe, as the four-eyed boy fell to his knees holding his pee-pee in pain. Ida. Psycho, what are you doing? Psycho. You don't own me, but the next time you interrupt me and Izuku's time together, I will let him deal with you. Izuku. Diamond saw that coming, oh well. Psycho grabs Izuku's hand, and they both walk off, leaving Class 1A there with Ida in pain. Psycho. Sorry about that. Izuku. You don't have to apologize for their stupidity, besides He was cut off as something wrapped around him. He saw that it was a WHB. He turned his head to look at the source. Naughty boy Izuku, you have been here for about a few weeks, and you have been avoiding me. Izuku. Oh, Sweats Midnight, how are you? Psycho. Oh, I forgot to mention Midnight has been looking for you. Izuku. Looks at Psycho, really this info would have been good to know a few minutes ago. Psycho. I'm sorry, sweetest smiles. Izuku. You are just like your mother, so evil. Psycho. Oh, hush, you love it. Izuku was then pulled towards Midnight as he was face to face with her. Izuku. Look, Midnight, if it's about me not visiting, I can make it up to you. Midnight. Oh, you're making this up to me big time, licks lips. Izuku's sad face thinking, damn it, what is it with me and crazy women? Time skip later. Izuku and his team were meeting at his house. Nagant. This is where Izuku lives? Toga. Yeah, huge, isn't it? Come on. They knock on the door as Izuku opens it and lets them inside. Going inside, they sit on the couches. Izuku sits on the other couch across from them. Izuku. Okay, I called you both here to give you an update on what's going on now. Toga looks at her. You have a mission. I feel that you are the only person that can do this. Toga. What's the mission? Izuku. You have to infiltrate the League of Villains. Nagant. Wouldn't it be better for someone like Dabi to do this? Izuku. No, Toga is the best at stealth and intel gathering thanks to her quirk. Dabi is on another mission, so she is the only one good for this. Toga. I accept, I won't let you down. Izuku. Good, now the League has a broker by the name of Jiren who associates himself with them. He shows him a picture. Izuku. Get in touch with him, and he can help you get in, but be careful. Toga. Don't worry, I got you hit, I won't let you down. In Hosu. Stain had just got done killing a pro hero. He removed his sword from the hero's back as he sheathed it. Stain, another false hero brought down now too. He had to jump out of the way as a swinging blade came at him and missed. He lands back on the ground and looks at his attackers. The hero killer. Stain, nice to meet you. Seems like the info was correct. You were here in Hosa City. We were ordered to bring you in because someone wants to meet with you. Stain. You three, I remember you. You are known as the Three Beast. A portal opens up as Saria steps out with Kuro by her. She looks up and sees Stain and smiles evilly. Saria. Stain, you were one of the ones that took on the Meta Liberation Army. Once I kill you, I will send a message to Hit, and that other guy I will have my revenge. Stain. You're that. T from all those years ago. I don't know what you all want from me, but if you think I will let you take me down, then you are mistaken. Stain draws his sword and launches himself at them. Stain. Let's go, you fakes. Stain rushed at the individuals, going for the big guy who removed his axe from his back and charged at the hero killer, both men meeting in the middle, clashing their blades, trying to overpower one another, but Stain then jumped back to avoid Koro's giant fist from hitting him. Stain's sad face thinking, I have to be careful dealing with them, especially with that mutated dog. The man known as Liver appeared behind Stain, with a sword in his hand raised to take the man's head off, only for the trained assassin to block it with his own sword as Liver went for multiple slashes attempts, but Stain was easily blocking them. Stain then used his sword to knock Liver's blade upwards, quickly taking advantage. Stain then goes for the stab, but as he then sees Deidara behind him aiming to slice him in two, Stain then jumps at Liver, using his foot to land on the silver man's chest. Using the momentum, Stain backflips in the air above the two killers as the killer landed on the big man's shoulders with his sword pointed down at him. Deidara, what the? He was silenced with the sword piercing through his skull, going through his mouth. Stain removed the blade and jumped off the big man as he fell to the ground, now dead, with the said killer looking at his remaining opponents. Stain, still think you can win? Meow. Of course we can. The boy pulls out his flute, but before he can play it, he was pierced through right hand, courtesy of Stain, who appeared beside him in an instant. Stain then kicked the boy, sending him right into the wall as he hit the ground, now on his knees. Stain then licks the blade with the boy's BLD on it. Meow felt his body suddenly stop moving. Meow. What happened? I can't move. Stain. Should have done your homework before coming to face me. You're all fools. I am going to do what is necessary. He then moved at insane speed, heading for Liver, as they clashed swords once again. Stain. For a true society to be born villains like you must be gone from this world. Liver. TCH, you talk about a true society, yet you kill many heroes and villains all for the sake of this true society. Such a hypocrite you are. Stain. You will never understand. Let me show you my resolve. Stain then went on the assault with his sword strikes as Liver did his best to block and parry them, but with much difficulty the clashing of blades stopped when Stain pulled out one of his knives and threw it at the silver-haired man, who dodged, but Stain suddenly moved quickly and was able to slash the man on his right side, making him jump back. But Stain then licked the BLD on the blade, which caused Liver to become paralyzed as he dropped to his knees, unable to move a muscle. Liver. What is this? Stain rushed at the silver-haired man, aiming to finish him off, only to dodge another punch from the giant muscular dog, named Koro. The man then looked at Seiryu, who landed at Liver's side. Seiryu. Captain Liver, what happened? Why can't you move? Liver. I don't know, suddenly he slashed me, then moments later I'm on the ground. This man is truly a deadly adversary. Seiryu looked at Stain with anger in her eyes. Stain. I knew we should have went after you back then, but after fighting that army, we were simply too tired to deal with you. I won't make that same mistake, girl. You die here today along with your little friends. Koro was beside Seiryu as they got ready to fight until they heard someone coming. Hero killer. Stain, stop right there. Stain then turned around to see Ingenium, aka Tensei Ida, older brother of Tenya Ida. Stain's sad face thinking, what the hell is he doing here? Ingenium. I have been searching all around for you, the many heroes you have killed, and now you attack others. Stain. No, wait, you don't understand. He was cut off as Tensei fired up his engines and rushed at him. Stain had to dodge a kick aimed for his head. Ingenium went on the assault, trying to take down Stain, while Seiryu and Liver were smirking at this. Seiryu. This is our chance. Koro, go berserk. The dog responded by buffing up. Not only that, but its skin started to change. The dog was now looking more like a hulking beast. Stain and Ingenium stopped their battle, seeing the monster. Stain's sad face thinking, not good. The beast then moved at insane speed as it punched Stain, who did his best to block the hit, but the momentum sent him flying straight through the wall. Ingenium. What in the? He was then grabbed by the leg and then slammed repeatedly on the ground, making his helmet be destroyed, showing his face as the beast held him upside down. Ingenium. WWW, what's going on? Liver. Oh, nothing. You did a good job at distracting Stain long enough. We did have orders to kill him if it went too far, but thanks to you, this just made our job a lot easier. Liver stands, not feeling the effects of Stain's quirk as it wore off. Liver. And now to dispose of you. He aimed his right arm at him. The ring on his finger glowed purple as water from a water tank on the building next to them as a current of water surrounds Liver, turning into a water serpent. Liver. Now you. Koro's arm that was holding Ingenium was suddenly cut off thanks to Stain, who then grabbed the hero and leaped away, gaining some distance. Stain was standing with some difficulty as the man was breathing hard with blood streaming down his forehead, a busted lip. Still he held onto Ingenium by the back of his costume. Ingenium. Why you saved me? Stain. Even though you tried to attack me, from what I have heard and seen you are a true hero, but you shouldn't have gotten yourself involved in this. Seiryu. Still alive, Min, you are hard to kill. Liver. Do not worry, he will not be alive any longer. Liver sends the water serpent to attack. The serpent came at them with insane speed. Stain then grabbed the giant man he killed earlier and used him as a human shield to block the attack as best he could, but Stain then had his head grabbed by Koro. The monster slammed him into the ground, creating a small crater. He then lifted Stain up, but then the beast then got a super speed kick to the face courtesy of Ingenium, who grabbed Stain out of the monster's grasp and went to run away. Ingenium. This is a fight we can't win. Seiryu. No, you will not escape, not this time, Stain. Ingenium continued to run, but he was then shot in the left leg, making him fall to the ground. Ingenium. Dimin. He tried his best to crawl, but his right leg was grabbed by Koro, who then lifted him off the ground and held his body in the air over his head. Seiryu. Now Koro break his back. Bringing the hero down with authority, Ingenium's back collided with the monster's, causing a snapping sound to be heard as Ingenium screamed in pain. The beast then dropped the hero on the ground as he was now unable to move at all. Liver. Impressive display. Stain then used what strength he had to move, using the walls to his advantage. He leaped towards the beast and stabbed it right in the eye. Stain's sad face, thinking, I have to take this thing down now. If I don't, I will never be able to deal with those three. The monster then grabbed Stain with both hands as Stain struggled, but using its left hand it grabbed Stain's right arm and ripped it off completely. Stain. Ga-ia. BLD dripped from the stump. Stain then kicked the beast in the face, doing that he was able to get out of the monster's grasp and land back on his feet. He jumped back while using his remaining arm to grab Ingenium and get him out of there. Stain. Dune, this is bad. Stain then reached into his back pocket, grabbing a phone, and quickly sent out his location. Seiryu. I told you today was the day you die. Stain looks at them as he steps forward. Stain. You think I will just sit back and let you kill me? None of you are worthy of that honor. There is only one man who has the honor of taking my life. He then unleashes killer intent, making them freeze in their tracks. Stain. It is worthy. That is the only one who can take my life. I won't be killed by no villains or any false hero, so come at me, you fakes. He then grabbed his sword and rushed at them with incredible speed. He moved past Koro as Seiryu fired her guns at him, but Stain sliced through every bullet and bounced from wall to wall and was able to stab the girl in her right shoulder, making her scream in pain. Stain jumps off her and then spins as he comes down to deliver a slash to Liver, who blocked with his own sword, but Stain then kicked the blade out of the silver-haired man's hands. He then sliced off Liver's right arm, making the man scream in pain. Liver's sad face, thinking, this man, what the hell is he? He lost his arms, he was beaten down badly, but even with those injuries, he is able to do this. No, he is no human, he is a monster. Stain. Die. He went to pierce the man's heart, only for the blade to be grabbed by Koro, who then punched Stain away, sending him back as he bounced on the ground like skipping stone and landed by Ingenium, who was out cold and needed serious medical attention. Seiryu. I have waited for this day for so long. Once I kill you, it will be next, and then the rest I will make you all pay. She was able to fire more shots until blue flames were blasted at them, with Koro standing in front of Seiryu, taking the attack. Suddenly 2 people came down in front of Stain. Dabi. Good thing I was in town, I got your location signal. Leon. We were doing some investigating on the serial killer that has been around as of late, but now it seems like you need a hand. Stain. Dabi. Leon. Seiryu. So what? Just because there are more of you doesn't mean anything. Liver. Now to NT. He was then pierced through the heart by a spear. Liver. GHHH. A man then lands beside Dabi and Leon. Lubbock. We made it in time. Dabi channels his flames in his palms. Dabi. Now let's do this. Liver clutched on his spear in his chest. Lubbock. I don't think so. The wires inside Liver wrapped around his heart, crushing it, killing the man as Liver dropped to his knees and fell forward as he was dead. Niao went to grab his flute, but he was shot through the head by an energy beam as someone from far away with pink hair fired the shot. Mine. Target is dead. Dobby. Seems like it's just you and the mutt girl. Do yourself a favor and surrender, and I promise I will leave something left of your dead body. Seryu, I will kill you. Dobby. If anyone's dying, then ITSU. Dobby then blast a vortex of blue flames at them, but they were warped away thanks to Kurogyri as the flames missed. Dobby, damn it. Stain then started coughing violently as BLD was coming from his mouth. Dobby. Stain. Leon. This is bad. We need to get him medical treatment fast. Stain. Get. Ingenium. He then started coughing again. Dobby. I got Stain, you get Ingenium. Dobby then wrapped Stain's left arm around his shoulder, channeling flames to his feet. He blasted off, heading to the nearest hospital he could find. Dobby. Damn it, Stain, don't you die on us. 2 years ago. Izuku was standing in front of Dobby and Stain. Izuku. Are you sure you guys want to help me with this mission? This is dangerous. We might not be able to come back from this alive. Dobby. There is no way you're doing this alone. Besides, if we let that happen, your girlfriend would kill us. Stain. If we die during this mission, then we die for our cause, which is to make a true society. So we're doing this. Izuku. I see. He then walks forward as they follow behind him. Izuku. Let's do this. Flashback over. Dobby sad face thinking, I swear after everything we've been through, you're not going to die, I swear it. Dobby ran. Inside the hospital, carrying a bloodied and beaten down Stain in his arms. Dobby, I need a doctor quick. Many nurse runs up to him with one going to get a gurn for the killer as they checked on him, while one nurse came back with a gurney, and 2 doctors. They then placed Stain on it, checking him over. After seeing who he was, the doctor turned to Dobby and spoke. Doctor. Sir, why did you bring the hero killer here? Dobby. Does that really matter? Right now he needs help badly. Doctor. I am sorry, but you will just have to take him to Ano. Before he could finish, Dobby grabbed the man by his white coat with his left hand, while channeling flames in his right hand. Dobby. Look, I am not in the mood for a game, Doc. Now listen, either you help him, or I will burn down everything and everyone in this DMN hospital. Got it? The doctor's eyes went wide and nodded. Dobby. Good. He let the doctor go, and he instructed the nurses to bring him to a room, while Dobby pulled out his phone and calls Izuku. With Izuku. Izuku was with Psycho in her dorm room, talking to her about the sports festival. Izuku. So what's your strategy for winning the sports festival? Psycho. Well, I know that there will be a lot of people gunning for both of our classes because we were part of a villain attack. Izuku. You don't worry, having a target on your back could be a good motivator in a way. Psycho. Oh, and how is that? Izuku. Well, he was cut off with his phone ringing. He picks it up and answers it. Izuku. Hello. Dobby. On phone, boss, it's Dobby. Izuku. What wrong, man? You sound panicked. Is everything all right? Dobby. It's Stain. He was attacked by the League of Villains. Izuku. What? He gets off Psycho's bed, standing up. Izuku. Where are you? Dobby. I'm at the hospital with him. He was in very bad shape when I brought him, man. Izuku. Those guys from the Usch? Izuku. Okay, I am on my way. He hangs up and looks at Psycho. Izuku. Psycho, I'm sorry, but something has come up. Psycho. What's wrong? Izuku. It was Stain. He was attacked by the League, the same League that attacked you guys at the Usch. I will be in touch, but I have to go check on my comrade. He then goes out the door, leaving her there. Running out of the dorms, everyone was wondering what was going on, but Izuku took off into the skies, flying to where the hospital is. Dobby texted him the hospital name and increased his speed. With Nagenda. Nagenda. What, the League's attacking Strain? Mine. Don't know. We met up with Dobby, who was already on his way to his location. Lubbock. Stain was pretty banged up. He was missing his left arm and bleeding very badly. Leon. Dobby rushed him to the hospital, and he hasn't sent word yet on what his condition is. Nagenda. Seems this League of Villains keep getting more troublesome by the minute. First things first, we will go to the hospital to check on Stain. He was a member of Izuku's team, but he is still a Dark Knight member. We look out for one another. Izuku lands right in front of the hospital and runs inside. Seeing Dobby sitting down, he goes over to his ally, placing a hand on his shoulder, making the blue flame quirk user look up at him. Izuku. Any word on Stain? Dobby. No, nothing at all. Izuku sits down beside HS teammate. Izuku, tell me everything. Dabi explains the situation with Stain and how he found him wounded. Izuku, Dean, Saryu that. Dabi, Yen, that Korjiri guy took her away along with that DMN dog of hers. Najenda walks in with Night Raid behind her. She walks up to Izuku. Najenda, Izuku, Dabi, are you both alright? Izuku, we'll be fine once we know Stain's condition. Mine, you guys really do care about Stain, huh? Izuku, Stain was the first person I recruited to join my team. I saw the same drive to change this society match my own. Dabi, me, Stain, and Boss had each other's backs. We went up against the Meta Liberation Army together and came out of it alive with him. We inspired more people to our cause from the Meta Liberation Army. That is how our organization got so big that we had to expand. Najenda, yes, we are now stationed in different countries, bringing our own justice in the dark and exposing the fakes and villains in the light. 45 minutes later, they then see the doctor approach them, gaining their attention. Doctor, are you all here for Stain? Izuku, yes, how is he? They all looked at the doctor, waiting to hear the condition of their ally. Doctor, I am sorry, we did all we could. Izuku's eyes widen, and so does Dabi's. Doctor, the injuries he sustained and the amount of BLD he lost, not to mention the vital organs, he was shot and he is far too damaged. I hate to say it, but Stain will not last much longer. Dabi, you're lying. Doctor, his internal organs are too damaged and major amount of BLD loss, and his skull was cracked. Doctor, he had multiple broken ribs and some are even puncturing his lungs, and the loss of his arm. I believe whatever battle he was in left him in pretty bad shape. He is awake, but he does not have long to live. Izuku lowered his head, hearing the news of his allied teammate and friend Dabi, who held his head down. Izuku, can we see him? The doctor nods and leads them to Stain's room. Izuku and Dabi enter to see their fallen comrade with a breathing mask over his mouth, barely clinging to life. Opening his eyes, Stain looked at both of his comrades weakly. Dabi, Stain. He walks up to the bed as Izuku does the same. Stain, Izuku, Dabi. Izuku, I can't believe those did this to you. Stain, Ingenium, how is he? Izuku, Ingenium? Dabi, he was in bad shape. The doctor said he will never walk again, but he will live. Stain, I see, that's good. Izuku, Stain, I don't think I'm going to make it. Dabi, don't say that. Stain glances at Dabi, who was on the verge of crying. Dabi, we've been through worse than this, man. Come on, you, me, and Izuku. We were supposed to change the society together to get rid of all the fakes and reclaim the word hero. You can't die, man. There is no one we respect more than you. You can't die. Tears hit the ground with Dabi letting out his emotions. Stain, seeing this, looked at Izuku, who kept an emotionless face, but on the inside, he was hurting seeing Stain in this condition. Stain, Izuku, come closer. Izuku walks up to Stain's hospital bed as the vigilante spoke. Stain, do you remember what I asked you to do for me if we ever had to face each other as enemies or I was on my deathbed? Flashback for years ago. Stain, I will join you, kid. I want to see the path you walk, but I have one request. Izuku, what is it? Stain, if the time ever comes where we must face each other as enemies, or if I am on my deathbed, I want you to be the one to end my life. Can you do that? Izuku turned around and spoke. Izuku, yeah, I can do that. Flashback over. Stain, I know this is a selfish request, but I do not want to die suffering. That was never the way. I wanted to go out. If I am going to die, then I want to die by the hand of a person I respect and admire. You are the only one worthy of that, the only one capable of taking my life. Izuku clenches his fist tightly. Stain, I can see it even now. He then coughs violently and continues. Stain, even now I can see it in your eyes. You do not wish to kill me, but please don't let me suffer as I die. Izuku looks at Stain seriously and nods. Izuku, all right, I will honor your request. He brings out his black gloves and puts them on. Stain, I want you both to continue our mission, the mission of the Dark Knights, to purge this world of all the facts, to reclaim the word hero and bring back meaning to it. If I can't do that, then I leave the rest to you guys. Thank you for letting me join you on this journey. I bid you both farewell. Dabi turned around, fully not wanting to see the man. He looked up to die. Izuku balled his hand into a fist and spoke. Izuku, farewell, Stain. A lone tear streamed down the green-haired man's face. Raising his fist, Izuku launches it forward, plunging into the chest of the hero killer. As Stain's breathing suddenly stopped, his heart monitor flatline, his body laid motionless, unmoving. Stain was dead as Izuku turned around and spoke. Izuku, Dabi, let's go. They both exit the room of Stain and are met with Nagenda, who is waiting for them. Nagenda, are you both going to be okay? Dabi, I will be when the League of Villains are in body bags and I turn that into a pile of ashes. Nagenda, the League has attacked one of our own. We need more info on them. There is someone far more dangerous pulling the strings. Izuku, it doesn't matter whoever it is. The next time we confront the League, no mercy. The only way to get the message through to them is end them. He walks away with Dabi behind him. Izuku, Dabi. Dabi, yeah. Izuku, the next time we see Seiryu. Dabi, I'm listening. Izuku looks at Dabi with anger. Izuku, I don't care if you do it, I do it, or anyone else in our team does it when you see that Big Fitz kill on sight. Dabi, got it. Both men leave the hospital with a new goal in mind, ending the League of Villains once and for all. 3 days later. It is now time for the UA Sports Festival. The people were in their seats, roaring with cheers of anticipation. They are here to see the students compete with each other and to see who will win. With Class 1A. Mina, man, I am so nervous right now. Ochako. Yeah, there must be a lot of people out there, but Kugo. TCH, I have nothing to worry about. I'm going to win this whole thing. Izumi. Yeah, right, Kachin, am winning this for sure. Shoto. Both of you keep dreaming because I am the one who is winning. With Class 1B. Psycho. Kendo, are you sure making this banner is a good idea? Kendo. Yes, Psycho, trust me, it's a good idea to get our class noticed. They hear a knock at the door. Psycho goes to get and opens it to see. Psycho. Izuku. Izuku. Hey, how are you feeling? Psycho. I'm okay, a little nervous. Izuku. You're gonna do fine, Psycho. Psycho. So why are you here? Izuku. I wanted to wish you luck in the sports festival. What kind of boyfriend would I be if I didn't? Komori. Oh, that's so sweet. Psycho. Blushes Komori. Setsuna goes up to the door. Setsuna. Izuku, are you going to wish me luck as well? Psycho. Setsuna. She says in a warning tone. Setsuna. I'm just teasing, Psycho, or am I? She winks at Izuku with Psycho, giving her a death glare, while Izuku chuckled. Izuku. Calm down, babe. Setsuna. Izuku, why don't you come in and meet our class? Izuku. I don't know, ABO. He was pulled into Class 1B's waiting room where he saw all their class members. Psycho. Everyone, this is my boyfriend Izuku. Tetsu. Hey, you're the guy that beat all those villains at the USH. Nice to meet you, man. The name's Tetsu Tetsu. Izuku. Nice to meet you, man. Aways. Yeah, man, you were awesome, Yosetsu Aways. Tetsu. You know, seeing you up close, you kind of look like that girl Izumi Yagi from Class 1A. Are you guys related by any chance? Izuku. Not really. Monoma. So this is Psycho's boyfriend. Honestly, my dear, you could do better. Psycho. Monoma. Monoma. What I am just saying, this guy really doesn't look like much. Izuku. Who is the blonde and why do I want to punch him in the face? Psycho. This is Monoma, our class, but... Monoma. So harsh, Psycho. Izuku. Anyway, I see both classes have two annoying blondes. Great. Kendo. Don't worry about Monoma. I'm Itsuka Kendo, Class 1B class rep. Izuku. Cool. Psycho tells me you're good in martial arts. Kendo. Yeah, I have been training in martial arts since I was a kid, and seeing how you fought at the UST, you go with the boxer fighting style, and that quirk you used was crazy. Izuku. Yeah, that wasn't a quirk I used. Tetsu. Wait, it wasn't, then what was it? Before Izuku could answer that, Class 1B were called to come in the arena. Izuku. Well, sorry to hold you guys up, go out there and kill it. He gives Psycho a peck on the lips before he leaves their waiting room. He then proceeds to walk the halls until someone calls out to him. Izuku. He looked forward to see the person standing in front of him was none other than Inko Yagi, retired pro hero Lady Psychic. Izuku said nothing as he just walked forward with Inko standing in front of him with her arms crossed. Izuku keeps walking and makes it to her and was about to walk past her until she grabbed his arm, causing the green-haired man to look at her. Inko. I want to talk. Izuku. Let go of my arm, I have to go watch the sports festival. Inko. Izuku, I want to talk to you. Izuku. And what makes you think I want to talk to you? Inko, Izuku. Izuku. Sighs. They both walk off to go somewhere private. Izuku leans against the wall with his arms crossed and speaks. Izuku. You have 30 seconds. Inko. 30 seconds? Izuku. Yes. That is how long I can stand to be in your presence. Now what do you want? Inko. Are you really doing tea? Izuku. 19 seconds. Inko. Sighs fine, I want to know how did you turn out like this? Izuku chuckles at this, but it soon turns into a laughter. Izuku. Are you serious right now? Inko. I am serious. Do you know what you're doing killing people, villains, and heroes? Izuku. You forgot to mention exposing all their dirt to the entire world. Inko. Izuku, how did you end up like this? Izuku then has a flashback. Flashback 6 years ago. Izuku. Age 12. Izuku. Mom. Why am I here? Izuku was outside in the woods with his mother Inko. Inko. Izuku, you can no longer stay at home with me and Toshi. Izuku looks at her confused. Izuku. Mom. What are you saying? Inko. Goodbye, Izuku. This is the last time we will see each other. You cannot be a hero without a quirk, and things will only get worse for you. Never tell anyone you're related to us. Don't tell anyone who your parents are. We are nothing but strangers to each other. Inko then turns around and walks away. When she does this, Izuku runs up to her. Izuku. Imoa. He runs to get in front of her, about to cry. Izuku. I don't understand. Why are you doing this? If this is about me wanting to be a hero, fine. I won't do it, Mom. I love you, Izumi. And Dad, please don't do this. Inko. Sighs. She then uses her quirk and levitates Izuku off the ground, and she sends him flying into the forest with the green-haired boy slamming into a tree and then falling to the ground. Inko. You see, that is why I am doing this. Me and your father worked too hard for our reputations of being the greatest heroes, and we will not have them ruined by having a quirkless son stay away from us. She walks off as Izuku slowly opened his eyes to see the back of his other, who was walking away from him. He then reached out his hand. Izuku. Mo, Mom. Getting in her car, she drives off, leaving Izuku there in the woods. Flashback over. Izuku. TCH, don't act like you suddenly care about me now. After all, isn't this what you wanted me to stay away from you and that trash but family of yours? Inko. I didn't want my son to turn into a killer. Izuku. Well, that's good because I am not your son. I never have been, and stop with this bullshit. Stop trying to act like you care, because I know you don't. Yeah, I kill villains and heroes unlike you. I don't hide what I do. I am who I am. Inko. So you're proud of the fact that you're a monster. Izuku then walks closer to her, getting in her face. Izuku. A monster that you made, a monster created from the pain and suffering I had to endure. That quirkless little boy that worshipped the ground you and All Might walked on. He is dead and gone, and is never coming back. You be happy, right? The boy you abandoned all those years ago is the world's greatest assassin, and every time you see me you know that I have the power to destroy everything you and that half-dead clown have worked so hard to achieve. So my advice to you, stay away from me. Like you said, we are nothing but strangers to each other. We're done here. He then turns and walks away with Inko soon lowering her head. She then raises it to look at her son walking away. She then imagined the same 4-year-old boy in that All Might onesie. In the arena. Midnight. Okay, now that the formalities are out of the way, let's get to the first event. She spins the wheel, and it lands on obstacle race. Midnight. The first event will be an obstacle race. The students all gathered in the tunnel, try and get some room, while Sake, however, kept her eyes on the front. Izuku made it to the teacher section where he saw his dad, and Isdeth sat down on the couch next to him while Isdeth was sitting on the chair. They watched the first event about to start. Nizu. So, Izuku, how do you think this will go? Izuku. I think we are about to see something special, Dad. Midnight. Now. Begin. Shoto freezes the floor beneath him, trapping the other students. Shoto. That should keep you stalled for the time being. He begins to run, but he was suddenly kicked into the wall. Looking at his attacker, he saw Psycho, who took off running. PM. What's this? It looks like Psycho has taken the lead. Shoto. What? How is she not frozen? Psycho, sad face, thinking. Using ice against me, please. He doesn't know who my mother is. The Robo Infernos appear in front of Psycho, who smirked. Psycho. Well, this just got fun. Placing her hand on the ground. Psycho. Just like you said, mother, anything that gets in our way will freeze. She freezes the floor beneath the robots. Standing up, she holds out her arms and creates multiple ice spears. Psycho. Now be impaled. Firing them forward, the spears pierce through the robots all throughout their bodies. The robots exploded as Psycho used a piece of scrap from the robots to slide on the ice as she uses her powers to make more. PM. Whoa, it seems Psycho has found a way to move on the field. She's shredding that ice, but she better be careful because the others are coming for her spot. Bakugu was blasting himself using his explosions. Bakugu. How the hell did Deku's Big get ahead of me? And since when the hell would she use ice? With Izuku. Izuku. I take it you had something to do with her using ice, Isteth? Isteth. Well, she is my daughter. What did you expect? Nizu. Interesting, but let's see how she handles the fall. Psycho slid all the way to the fall. Psycho. Really, this is it? Sending ice to her feet, Psycho slid on the ropes with ease and continued to do the same in order to keep first place. Aizawa sad face thinking. To think she would be able to use her ice powers so perfectly. PM. This is crazy. Is there anything this girl can't do? Psycho then moves on to the minefield. Psycho. This might be a bit troublesome. Oh, I know. Placing her hand on the ground, she creates a giant ice pillar to add on. She makes herself an ice trail down, creating the end as a ramp. PM. Hold on, what exactly is this girl doing now? Psycho then creates a small sled and slides down the trail and flies off the ramp, making her go into the air above the minefield. PM. No way did she just do that. I can't believe it, folks. Psycho Intelli has been on fire in this event. Falling to the ground, she blasts a downward ice trail and slides on it. When her feet touch the ground, she starts back running, leaving the crowd stunned, with them soon roaring with cheers for the blue-haired woman. Isteth. And that's how you do it. That's my girl. Nizu. Mrs. Death, you train her quite well. She can use her ice powers very well. I might say even better than Todoroki. Momo. How in the world can Psycho do this? Shoto. Since when could she use ice? She uses almost better than I could. Bakugu. Keep your eyes on the DMN prize, icy hot. While they were fighting, Psycho made her way to the finish line and crossed it with roars of cheers from the entire crowd. PM. That was amazing, folks. Psycho Intelli has shocked everyone at the sports festival and won the first event. Is this a preview of what's to come? Psycho, seeing the cheers she was getting from the crowd, she bowed to the crowds that were cheering for her as Bakugu and Shoto finally made it, followed by Izumi. Izumi. Since when could she do that? Bakugu. I don't know, but I am not losing to Deku's again. Izuku. Demon, seeing her dominate that event really was awesome. I can't wait to see what she does next. Isteth. Oh, she's just getting started. Inko, who was with All Might in his small might form watching the sports festival, but she was not into the festival. She kept hearing the words of her former son echo in her head. Izuku. A monster, you made a monster created from the pain and suffering I had to endure. That quirkless little boy that worshipped the ground you and All Might walk on, he is dead and gone, and he is never coming back. Flashback. Inko had a sheet over her head. Inko. Someone save me. A 4-year-old Izuku opens the door in his All Might onesie and screams. Izuku. I am here. Present. Inko's sad face thinking, did we turn our baby boy into this? Psycho watched as the rest of the students came into the arena, with Bakugu walking up to her angrily and grabbed her shirt. Bakugu. Hey, where the hell did all that come from? Since when could you use ice? His hand was slapped away by Psycho, who glared at him. Psycho. Don't ever put your hands on me. Besides, why the hell would I tell you anything? I am not your woman, nor am I obligated to tell you anything about my ability. That's just stupid. Bakugu. Just tell me already. Shoto. I want to know as well, seeing as you have never shown this power before. Psycho. I always had this power, I just never shown it. Instead of worrying about me, you should be getting ready for the next event. She then walks off, leaving them, and goes to her classmates. With Izuku. Izuku. So, Isteth, did you manage to get info out of that guy, Rakia? Isteth. Yes, I did. He sang like a bird when I was with him. The guy was literally begging me to kill him. Izuku. Really? So where is their hideout? Isteth. All the info I gathered I gave to Nagenda. She sent out her team to scout out their bases. It seems they had more than one base of operations. Izuku. Looks at Nizu. Have you managed to find Aries' relatives? Nizu. The girl has no other family. I am afraid I might have to put her in foster care. Izuku. That would definitely do more harm than good. Why don't you let me take care of her? Nizu. Are you sure you can handle taking care of a child, Izuku? Izuku. Trust me, it will be fine. Besides, I know better than anyone how important a parent is in a child's life. Nizu. Okay, then we will deal with this after the sports festival. Back in the arena. Just a heads up, I will be skipping the cavalry battle, just so that I can get to the real action. Midnight. Okay, now that our competitors are chosen, we will now see who will fight who. Match 1. Psycho Intelli vs Hitoshi Shinso. Match 2. Shoto Todoroki vs Hantashiro. Match 3. Katsuki Bakugo vs Ochako Uraraka. Match 4. Mina Ishido vs Yuga Aoyama. Match 5. Momo Yaoyorozu vs Tokoyami Fumikichi. Match 6. Tenya Ida vs Mei Hatsum. Match 7. Denki Kaminari vs Ibara Shiozaki. Midnight. Now we will take a 20-minute break for lunch, but we will be back for the rest of the sports festival. The students all make their way to the cafeteria while Psycho went to meet Izuku, who was with Nizu and Isdef watching the sports festival. Izuku. There's my genius. Want to grab a bite to eat? Psycho. Sure. They both leave and made their way to the cafeteria. They get their food and made their way as they were called. Kendo. Psycho. Izuku. Over here. Izuku. So we're sitting with your class, I see. Psycho. Yeah, come on. They go over to Class 1B's table and sit. Tetsu. So Izubro, how have you liked the sports festival so far? Izuku. I have to say, I am impressed. Setsuna. Come on, you don't have to lie to us. Izuku. I am not. Look, not everyone is proficient with their quirk, and that's mainly why everyone is here to show the pros how far you have come. Even if you don't make it through the rounds, you can still be scouted, so don't feel too bad. Always. You know I like this guy, he's awesome. Psycho. Kendo. So Izuku, I have to ask, why are you here at UA if you don't have a quirk? Izuku. Well, that's because Nizu is my dad. Class 1B. What? Izuku. Can you guys please keep it down? Ibara. I didn't know Nizu was your dad. Kendo. Neither did I. Izuku. Well, now you guys know, but don't worry, you guys are cool with me. Tetsu. That's good to hear. So do you go to any other hero school? Izuku. No, not really. Being a hero doesn't interest me. Don't get me wrong, I respect some heroes, and what they do, I just don't want to be one. Komori. Huh, but the way you handled those villains at the UST, you would be a sure-in for the hero course at any school. Why don't you want to be a hero? Izuku. Well, that's a long story. So what do? Hey, DKU. Izuku sighs. I swear, sometimes I think this guy is obsessed with me. Why can't I have a moment of peace? Katsuki Bakugo stood beside Izuku, who was sitting down with Class 1B, glaring down at him. The green-haired boy looked at the angry eyes of the blonde with his emotionless gaze. Izuku. Look, if you want a doggy biscuit, I don't have one, so you get lost, Pomeranian. Bakugo. That's not why I'm here, jackass. Izuku. Then what do you want? Because I was enjoying talking with the lovely people of Class 1B here, and then you came to annoy me. Now what do you want? Bakugo. Look, nerd, just because you got a lucky punch on me the last time doesn't mean a DMN thing. Izuku. That wasn't a lucky punch. I literally beat you into the ground because you act me like the rabid dog you are, and seeing you now, I pity you. Bakugo. Pity me? Izuku. Yes, I do. Bakugo. It's too bad you're not competing in this sports festival. You get to sit with the rest of these B-listers watching me dominate the rest of the festival like you should. Izuku. I think you're confused because the only person I see dominating the festival is Psycho here, seeing as how she has beaten both you and Shoto. Psycho. And if Izuku was competing, this wouldn't even be a festival, just a one-sided show. Izuku. Besides, it would be over too quickly. No offense, but no one here can actually beat me. Bakugo. Oh, yeah, you piece of SHD, let's go, you and me. He forms small explosions in his hands while Izuku looks at him, not even fazed by him. He just gets up and looks at the ash-haired blonde. Izuku. It's so sad, and here I thought that sludge villain attack would humble you. Seems I was wrong. Bakugo's eyes widen hearing that. Bakugo. How the hell do you know about that? Izuku. Because I saw it, that's why I saw you fighting for your life, struggling, trying to get out, watching you fight for survival, all while the heroes there didn't do a DMN thing to help you. And yes, I was there watching you, and if I am being honest, I was really hoping you would die. The ash blonde had shock all on his face hearing Izuku say that to him. He felt anger while Izuku continued to speak. Izuku, I watched and watched, and if you thought I was going to help you, I wasn't. I mean, why would I? I don't like you. I can't stand being in the same room with you without wanting to bash your skull in, and looking at you now, you are just pathetic. You're a spoiled child who thinks the world revolves around him, and to make matters worse, you are still a child. Everyone in Class 1B were watching this along with everyone in Class A. Izuku. So the only thing I feel when I look at you is disappointment. Even if you become a hero, you will only be a villain in my eyes, nothing more, nothing less. Izuku looks at Psycho and leans down to kiss her on the lips. Izuku. Sorry babe, this mongrel made me lose my appetite. Izuku takes his food and goes and throws it away, walking out of the cafeteria. Bakugo thinking, so I wasn't seeing things, he really was there. Izuku's sad face thinking, that guy, he'll never change, their kind never do, and if by some miracle he does become a hero the way he is now. Izuku then smirked. Izuku thinking, then that would mean another false hero I can eliminate. Flashback, for years ago. Izuku was walking around the city of Mustafa with his hoodie covering his head, so no one recognizes him. He suddenly hears explosions, so he goes to see what was going on. He made it to an alley where he sees a large crowd of people gathered, and some heroes, Death Arms, Kamui Woods, and Backdraft, who was trying to put out the fires around them, while MT Lady grew in size, but couldn't get close. Civilian. Someone stop that villain, he has a hostage. Izuku, a hostage. Moving closer, Izuku got to the front of the crowd, and saw the sludge villain who held Katsuki Bakugo captive. Izuku, that's Bakugo. Death Arms. Kamui, can't you get the kid out? Kamui. I can't due to the flames, can you get the kid? Death Arms. I can't hit it, and MT Lady can't get through, the place is too narrow. They all watch as Bakugo struggles against the villain who still held him captive. Death Arms. Hold on kid, the person with the right quirk will come soon. Izuku watched as his former childhood friend fought and fought, but could not get free. He saw that Bakugo was losing breath and was close to suffocating. He then saw Bakugo look at him with a panic look in his eyes. Izuku. Well, look at that, all the praise he got for that DMN quirk of his, and he is trapped and can't take down one weak villain. Bakugo sees the hooded figure's face. As he was close to losing consciousness, he saw what he believed to be Izuku. He then saw the hooded figure turn around and walk away. Izuku. Oh well, one less future false hero to deal with. Walking through the crowd, Izuku went his new home. Flashback over. Izuku. I fully intended to let that die, but I guess he has some luck because he is still alive and more annoying than ever. Talking to yourself, handsome. Izuku stops and looks to his left, seeing Midnight, who walks up to him and wraps her arms around his neck. Midnight. Hello, Izuku. Izuku. Well, the woman all men want, but only one man can have. Midnight. What can I do for a knockout of your caliber? Midnight. Oh, Mr. Sweet Talker, well, I just wanted to give you something before the break ends, and I have been looking for you everywhere. Izuku. Oh. And what would that something be? Midnight. This. She leans up and presses her lips onto his, kissing him passionately, with Izuku returning the kiss. As they enjoy their little makeout session with Izuku's hands traveling around her body, the two begin tongue wrestling with Midnight, trying to gain depths for Izuku's mouth, but they soon break their kiss with a trail of saliva between them as they stare at each other. Midnight. Oh, if I didn't have to go back out there and referee the matches, I will drag you to the nearest supply closet and throw you in there, strp your clothes off, and ride you until you couldn't feel your PP anymore. Izuku. Well, it seems I have been forgiven for not coming to see you when I returned, but honestly, if we did that, you wouldn't be able to referee the sports festival because I would PND that, but of yours until you couldn't walk for the rest of the day. Midnight. Well, you better get going before I throw you to the ground and have my way with you, Mr. Hit. Izuku. I will. Oh, and by the way, he slaps her, but making her eep in surprise. Izuku. A little something to motivate you. Midnight. Oh, I'm motivated now. She then walks back into the arena as Izuku was walking off. In the arena. Midnight. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, it's time to begin the first match. Will the two competitors please come to the arena? Psycho was about to walk out of the entrance but her hand was pulled, and she was pulled into a hug by none other than Izuku. Izuku, just wanted to wish you luck, babe. Psycho, I'll look at you. She gives him a quick peck on the lips. Psycho, have you been kissing Midnight Izu? Izuku, yeah, how can you tell? Psycho, you taste like lipstick, and I don't have strawberry lipstick, dear. It's a good thing I'm willing to share you, because any other girl wouldn't like tasting another woman's lips on her man. Izuku, hey, you know I would never cheat on you. I know who your mother is, and you have shown to be just like her, so no way am I ever breaking your heart. Psycho, giggles goodbye by now. She walks into the arena, while Izuku smiles and goes back to his viewing area. PM. Okay, listeners, we now have Itoshi Shinso from General Studies going against Class 1B, ENIAC, Psycho, and Telly. The crowd cheered for the two as they stood from each other, with Shinso being the first to speak. Shinso, so you're in the hero course, huh? Must be nice being born with an amazing quirk. Psycho, sad face, thinking. From what Shota said, this guy can do something to you by you responding to him. Well, I'm not going to play this game with you. I am ending this quickly. I starts to form on her right side. Shinso, sad face, thinking. She's not responding. Shinso, I guess that midget from your class blabbed about my quirk to you. Typical, to be honest. He wasn't good enough to make it into the hero course. Psycho then moves with incredible speed and appears in front of Shinso and grabs the shocked purple-haired boy, enveloping him into a hug, letting her ice freeze over his body. She then released her grip on him with his body fully frozen. Psycho, sorry you look so depressed. I figured a little hug would cheer you up, not to be mean, but that's all you will get. Besides, Zuzu wouldn't like me hugging another guy. Sometimes he can be the jealous type, even though he looks hot when he's mad. Midnight. Whoa, the winner is Psycho and Telly. She will move on to the next round. The crowd then cheers for her efforts, with Psycho walking up to Shinso, placing a hand on his frozen shoulder. She absorbed the ice back into her, freeing him, with the purple-haired boy falling to his knees, holding himself for warmth. Psycho, sorry about that. Psycho walks off with the class of 1A, seeing astonished with her easily beating her opponent. Shoto, no way, her control over ice itself is unbelievable. Ochako, wow, how is she not in our class? Momo, now I see why she was let in on recommendation, just like I was. Psycho has been hiding this power of hers for a long time now. Izuku, who was watching in the lounge with Nizu and Isdeath, smirked. Izuku, even though she's cold as ice, that she is hot as hell when she's serious. God, I love that girl, and I pray for anyone who has to fight her next. Mina was sent into the wall outside the ring, with Midnight calling the match. Midnight. Mina Ishido has been knocked out of the ring. The winner is Izumi Yagi. Izumi, who had green lightning spark around her, cancels the quirk and looks down at her classmate. Izumi, don't feel bad, you never stood a chance. She walked out of the ring. Mina was being carried out by medical robots, with the crowd applauding the match. Izuku watched the match with a bored expression on his face. Isdeath, your former sister, I assume. Izuku, yes, that's her, another future false hero in the making. With all might. A smile was on the number one hero's face, seeing his daughter move on to the next round with his wife sitting next to him. She is using OFA perfectly. I can't wait to see what she does next in this festival. Inko was quiet. She was still stuck on her earlier conversation with Izuku. I know she can win this festival. What do you think, Inko? Inko, thinking. Izuku, stay away from me. We are nothing but strangers to each other now. Izuku, a monster created from all the pain and suffering I had to endure. Izuku, the little boy you abandoned all those years ago has become the world's greatest assassin. Inko? Inko. She was brought out of thoughts by her husband calling her name. Inko. Oh, I'm sorry, honey, what is it? You were zoning out for quite a while. Are you okay? Inko. I talked with Izuku earlier. Oh, did he say something that upset you? What did he say? Inko. Calm down, Toshi. We just talked. I wanted to know how he turned into what he is today. He told me that we made him like that. What? Inko. He said the reason he is the way he is because of us, and it had me thinking. Do not doubt yourself. Izuku made his choice to be this way. To think my own son was the notorious assassin it sickens me to my core. The matches then go on, with Bakuga defeating Uraraka the same way he does in canon, with Kirishima beating Tetsu Ida, being used by Mei Hatsum with her then forfeiting in the end, giving him the win. Momo lost to Tokoyami very quickly as he moves on to the next round. Saiko was in Class 1B's waiting room thinking about her match. Coming up, her match is with Shoto. She was going over the many different strategies she could use against him. She then gets up and walks out of the waiting room, making her way to the arena, but someone steps out in front of her. Saiko, is there something I can do for you, Endeavor? Standing in front of her was the number 2 hero himself, Endeavor, who looked at her. Endeavor. Ah, there you are. I was impressed with the way you have been using your ice powers. Very interesting. Saiko. Thank you. Endeavor. I see you will be going against my Shoto in the next match. Saiko. Yes, I expect he will face me with everything he's got, and I will be doing the same. Endeavor. Yes, he will, but I have an offer for you. Saiko narrows her eyes at Endeavor. Saiko. And what would that be? Endeavor. How about instead of facing Shoto, you forfeit? And after Shoto goes on to win, I arrange a quirk marriage for the both of you, seeing as you have both ice and another quirk and Shoto has both half hot and cold. The child you both can produce would be incredible. Think about it, being the wife, a rising future hero. Saiko was angered by this, but remained calm and spoke. Saiko. But doesn't your son already have a girlfriend? Endeavor. Oh, her, well, seeing how poorly she did in her last match, I doubt she would be a great wife. My Shoto deserves the best. And who knows, if he wants that black-haired girl, I can arrange it where both of you can marry him. What do you say, girl? Saiko. Well, since you put it like that, you can take your offer and shove it up your butt. Endeavor narrowed his eyes at her. Saiko. As if I would ever marry your son. What on earth made you think that I would agree to such ridiculous offer? I have too much pride in myself to lower my standards like that, and I am happily in a relationship with a man I truly love. She then walks forward, going past Endeavor, but she speaks. Saiko. You know you're lucky Izuku wasn't here to hear this. I couldn't guarantee your safety if he heard what you were offering me. Endeavor. TCH, please, girl, you think your little boyfriend scares me. He is just a T who talks tough. I'm the number 2 hero. That punk is no threat to me. Saiko then walks off, heading towards her match, but she then smirked. Unknown to Endeavor, though someone was listening to their conversation, it was none other than Izuku himself. He heard everything Endeavor said. Izuku reached into his pocket and pulled out his trademark black gloves and put them on. Endeavor watches Saiko walk into the arena, but he heard someone speak. Izuku, hey. Endeavor looks at Izuku, who was in front of him, but in an instant a ferocious punch was delivered to the flame hero's gut, making him cough up some BLD. Izuku, we need to talk. In the arena, the people were cheering for the match about to take place. In the ring, staring at each other, were both Saiko Intelli and Shoto Todoroki. PM. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have your next match. We have the girl who is smart and cold as Ice Class 1B's Saiko Intelli going against Class 1S hot and cold prodigy Shoto Todoroki. Setsuna. Go Saiko. Kendo. I wonder how this will go. They both have ice quirk, but Todoroki can melt Saiko's ice with his fire. Ibara. This will certainly be a match to see. Midnight. Let the match begin. Shoto then stomps the ground, sending a row of ice spikes at Saiko, who easily creates an ice wall to stop the attack. She then blasts the ground, creating an ice bridge to get her close to Shoto, who put his hand on the round, creating an ice glacier, only for the blue-haired girl, seeing this, to jump up high in the air and land, sliding down towards the half-male. Raising both her hands, she creates ice spears and sends them down at the red and white-haired boy, who jumped back to dodge. Shoto. I see she's not going to make this easy for me in that case. He flares his left side, burning with flames, and then aims at Saiko, who landed on the ground charging at him. But Shoto blasted his flames at her with her dodging them. As she continued to charge at him, stomping the ground, he sent more ice spikes at her, to which she dodged yet again, with Shoto sending flames at her. Saiko's sad face, thinking, he's trying to keep his distance from me just like I thought he would. She saw that she was standing on the ice floor. She then smirked as her entire body turned to ice and shattered, surprising everyone watching. Shoto. What happened to her? Sue. Where did she go? Kirishima. I don't see her anywhere. Isdeath, who was watching this, smirked. Isdeath. It's over. Shoto looked around for Saiko everywhere until his left arm was kicked so hard it snapped. To everyone's shock, Saiko was behind Todoroki, delivering the kick to his arm. Everyone watching were shocked seeing how hard Psycho kicked him. They then saw her look coated in ice. What followed after that was Shoto's flames dying out with his left arms being broken. Shoto looked at her with anger. Shoto, what the hell was that? Psycho, well, when I stepped on the ice you laid out for me, I sinked inside of it and traveled behind you. My control over ice far surpasses yours now. I believe I played around long enough with you. She vanishes and appears in front of him. Psycho, in-game. Midnight looks at Shoto, who doesn't seem to be moving, being completely frozen. Midnight. Shoto Todoroki is unable to continue. The winner is Psycho and Telly. The crowd erupts yet again, cheering for the display they witnessed. It's death. Well done, Psycho. With izuku, Endeavor crashed into the wall and dropped to the ground. The flame hero was bleeding from his head and was breathing heavily from the beating. He was receiving his head, then gets grabbed and rammed into the wall behind him. His attacker then slams his face into the ground and then stomps his head further in the ground, adding insult to injury. Izuku, I have killed people for even looking at my woman the wrong way, and you go and try to have her married off to that half and half of yours. Listen, and listen well, the next time you try to pull a stupid stunt like this again, I will make sure you die the most slowest and the most painful death imaginable. I would kill you right now, but Dabi wants to be the one to put you 6 feet under, so consider this your warning from me, and you only get one. He removes his foot from Endeavor's head. The red-haired man looks at Izuku. His vision was foggy as darkness overtook him, making him pass out as Izuku was walking back to the viewing room with Nizu and his death. Earlier, after Psycho was done talking to Endeavor, Izuku, who just punched Endeavor in the gut, spoke. Izuku, we need to talk. Endeavor, you didn't. Channeling flames to his fist, he moves to punch Izuku, only to be kneed in the gut by the time skipping assassin. Before Endeavor could fall, using his finger, Izuku picked him back up and palm strike the man in the jaw, sending him into the wall next to them. Endeavor then charges flames and intends to rush Izuku, only for the green-haired man to appear in front of him and deliver punch after punch, making the flame hero unable to defend himself. The flame hero was sent crashing into a wall. Present, Izuku made it back to the viewing room. Nizu, is everything all right, son? Izuku, your dad just had a little talk with Endeavor, so what have I missed? Nizu, Izumi just beat Tokoyami and Bakuga defeated Kirishima. It's death. That guy called Ida who beat that Shiozaki girl had to leave due to a family emergency. Izuku, I think I know what that's about, but anyway, so who will be facing who in the finals? Nizu, well, I had the final match be a 3-way. The last one standing wins the festival. Izuku, I see. Nizu, about Endeavor, quick question, is he still alive? Izuku, yes he is. Nizu, oh okay, good. Back in the arena. Midnight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the final round, where we will now have a 3-way battle to determine the winner of this year's annual sports festival. From Class 1A, we have Katsuki Bakugo, and also representing Class 1A, Izumi Yagi. The crowd cheers. Midnight. We also have Class 1B, Psycho and Telly. The cheers were deafening in the audience. Even Class 1B were cheering on their classmate. Izumi. Well, seems Deku's little girlfriend made it to the finals. Time to crush whatever hope you had of winning, Psycho. Bakugo. You know, since I can't fight the nerd in this tournament, I guess beating his will give me some sort of satisfaction. Psycho yawns. Psycho. Are you both done? Because I want to get this over with quickly. Izumi. Okaki Hakatsuki, let me deal with her, you stay back. Bakugo. TCH fine. Psycho then smirked. Psycho sad face, thinking, the main 2 tormentors of Izuku, I finally get to put them in their place. Midnight. Let the match begin. Izumi channels OFA. Izumi. OFA 10%. Psycho places her hand on the ground. Psycho. Now freeze. She froze the entire ring as Izumi was not able to keep herself balanced due to slipping on the ice. Izumi. Whoa, what the hell? Psycho. I have seen you use that power of yours. It lets you move fast, but what if the ground you were on was frozen? You can't move how you please. Psycho then rushes at Izumi and delivers a punch to the green-haired girl's gut, making her cough up spit. Izumi got angry and went to throw a punch with her right, only for Psycho to easily catch it effortlessly. Izumi. Diminu. She went for another punch with her left for her hand to be easily grabbed once more as Psycho had a bored look on her face. Izumi's sad face, thinking, What's going on? I have OFA. How in the world is she able to stop me so easy? She was brought out of her thoughts when she saw Psycho freezing both of her arms with the blue-haired woman smirking at her as Izumi jumped away with both of her arms frozen. Psycho, they're now time to have some fun. Baku. Come on Izumi, get your but I in gear, you're letting her beat you. Psycho moved with incredible speed and appeared in front of Izumi and delivered a barrage of punches at the green-haired girl who was unable to block due to her arms being frozen. Psycho, what's wrong? What happened to beating me? Where is all that confidence? Izumi couldn't do a thing as she was being used as a punching bag. Psycho, you're a waste of my time. I am done with you. With another ferocious punch, Psycho connects with Izumi's jaw, sending her flying out of the ring straight into the wall. Midnight. Izumi Yagi is out of the ring. Psycho then looks at Bakugo, who smirks at her. Bakugo, TSH, don't think I will go down as easily as Izumi. I know your tricks. I can't wait to see the look on Deku's face when I beat you into the dirt. Psycho, well, this is sad. She then raised her hand in the air and sends a blast of energy that hits the clouds above. When this happened, it started to snow, and the temperature dropped immediately. Bakugo, what the hell did you just do? Psycho, smirks. Oh, nothing, just changed the weather is all. It then started getting colder and colder, with Bakugo feeling it. Bakugo, damn it, it's cold, damn it, I have had it with you. He tries to launch himself at her only for his explosions to be non-effective, shocking him. Bakugo, what the? He then saw Psycho walking up to him. Psycho, what's wrong? Having trouble sweating? Those explosions of yours are powerful indeed, but I figured a way to where they won't be powerful enough to give you the advantage. Momo's eyes widen. Momo, no way. Mina, what's wrong, you Momo? Momo, Psycho changed the weather on purpose, knowing the full extent of Bakugo's quirk. He uses his sweat to fire off powerful explosions, and she changed the weather to where it's freezing cold to cold for Bakugo to use his quirk to its fullest. The entire class went wide-eyed hearing her explanation. Psycho then rushed at the ash blonde, who tried to fire a huge explosion but couldn't. Bakugo, Demi. He was silenced by a kick to his gut, with Seo then spinning and connects with a kick to the ash blonde's head. She then continues to lay into him with punch after punch, with Bakugo having to just block. Psycho, what's wrong? Katsuki can't keep up. A palm strike to his gut sent him back some, with the blonde being angry at this and charged at her. Since he can't use his explosions at the moment, he saw Psycho raise her hands in the air, turning the falling snow into ice spears. Bakugo quickly moved out of the way, but barely. As he was on his knees, he was shivering in the cold, with Psycho looking down at him. Baku, how the hell are you not freezing right now? Psycho, I am used to the cold. My mother is an ice woman, so this is nothing for me, to be honest. I have waited to do this to you for a long time. Bakugo, is your problem with me? Wait, this is about Deku, right? TCH loser can't fight his own battles, so he uses his woman to do it himself. Coward. Psycho then kicks the blonde in the jaw, so hard a tooth was seen flying from his mouth. Psycho, if Izuku was fighting you, you would already be dead. Bakugo chuckles. I bet that nerd doesn't even know how to satisfy you, right? How about you let me show you what a real man can do? Psycho, no thanks. Izuku is all the man I need, and he satisfies all my needs, but enough talk. She then grabs the ash blonde by the throat as ice starts to form all over his body. Bakugo, what the hell? Stop it, you crazy. The ice takes over his body, leaving only his head visible. Psycho, so how does it feel to be helpless, the same way you made Izuku feel all those years ago? Bakugo glared at her with his body frozen solid. Psycho, it's so sad knowing you will never measure up to Izuku in any way, shape, or form. He has surpassed you long ago. Now you live in mine and his shadow. She then places her hand on his face, freezing him completely. Psycho, winter has come for you, Katsuki. Bakugo, remember this the next time you hurt the man I love. Midnight. TTT, the winner is Psycho and Telly. The crowd that was freezing were too cold to applaud, but they did anyway, as Psycho then snapped her fingers, stopping the snowy weather and letting the sun shine again. With Nizu. Well, that was an exciting turn of events. I had no idea Psycho was that good with using ice. The girl is truly a genius. It's death. Well, she is my daughter after all. Nizu. Yes, so I take it Izuku went to congratulate her. It's death. Yes, he did. With Psycho. Psycho was being pinned against the wall while engaging in a shot make-out session with her green-haired boyfriend Izuku, with both lovers fighting for dimps with their tongues wrestling in each other's mouths, as they then broke apart, leaving a trail of saliva between them. Izuku. The way you destroyed both of them was so dim and hot, babe. I couldn't hold myself back when I saw you. Psycho. Well, since you couldn't deal with them, I wanted to show them not to mess with my man. Izuku. You know, I think you deserve a reward for winning the festival, babe, and since we are all alone in this waiting room. Psycho. Izuku, naughty boy, I'm gonna have to punish you. Perhaps a spanking should do. Izuku. The only person that's about to be spanked. He slaps her, but gripping it, making the blue-haired girl. Izuku. Is you Winter Princess? Psycho. Oh well, what are you waiting for, my green-haired assassin? Go ahead and please your princess. Izuku. Yes, ma'am. Izuku kisses her once more on the lips, as he then goes to kiss on her neck, with Psycho moving her hands on his body. She then got to hot and removed her shirt, showing her black sports, as Izuku went to play with her BRST them while still kissing the girl on her neck. Psycho. Ozuzu. Izuku stops his kisses and goes to remove his tie, followed by the unbuttoning of his dress shirt, but then they hear a knock at the door, with both lovers letting out a groan in annoyance. Psycho. Who is it? Kendo. Oh, Psycho, you're in there. The award ceremony is going on. You have to get your medal. Psycho. Damn it, Kendo. Izuku. Well, there goes our fun. He buttons back up his shirt and goes and kisses Psycho on the lips. Izuku. Don't worry, we can continue this later at my place. Psycho. Okay, Zuzu. She then puts her shirt back on, and they both walk up to the door fully dressed, with Izuku opening the door to see Kendo, Ibara, and Setsuna. Setsuna. Oh, Izuku, what are you? She then sees Psycho next to him and smirks. Izuku. Hello, ladies. Looks at Psycho. See you after the award ceremony, Psycho. He then walks off, leaving the girls with their classmate, who looked at them with annoyance. Setsuna. What were you two doing in there, Psycho. Sighs, we weren't doing anything. Setsuna. That hickey on your neck says different, Psycho. Psycho. Let's just go to the awards ceremony. Blushes. The four girls walk off, with Setsuna teasing Psycho. In the arena, standing on the stage were Psycho, Bakugo, and Izumi was bandaged up thanks to her fight with Psycho and Bakugo, who had to be tied up. Recovery girl asked Psycho to unfreeze him so she could do a checkup on him. When the ash blonde found out he lost, he went ballistic and started curing, which caused him to be restrained. Midnight. Give it up for our students who showed exactly what they're made of. The crowd cheers for them, with Midnight giving her speech. Midnight. And now to present the medals to our victors. AM here. AM comes down in his buff form, standing on the stage. He was then handed the medals and went to Izumi. AM. Young Izumi Yagi, you showed great skill in this festival. Although you did not win, you have certainly showed why you deserve to be a hero. He laces the medal around his daughter's neck, with her smiling at him. Izumi. Thank you, All Might. The pro goes over to a raging Bakugo, and sweat drops. Seeing him struggle to get free, he approaches the boy and places the medal around his neck. AM. Young Bakugo, although you are talented, there is still room for you to grow. Take this as a learning experience and use it in the next sports festival. Bakugo was cursing, but could not be heard due to the muzzle on mouth. AM gets the first place medal and approaches Psycho and laces the medal around her neck. AM. Young Intelli, you surprised everyone with your abilities in this festival. Using that surprise, you won the entire festival. You truly have shown what the next generation are capable of. Psycho. Thank you, sir. AM then turns to the crowd and gives a speech, and then gives a plus ultra motto. After the sports festival, everyone was leaving as Izuku was with Nizu and his death while waiting on Psycho. Nizu. Are you sure you want to do this, son? Izuku. I am sure, Dad. I will adopt Eri and try to give her the childhood she deserves. Isdeath. Yes, children without parental guidance can turn into the world's most dangerous villains, and we do not need that. Yes, we certainly don't. They all turned to see the one who said that, and saw Nagenda walking up to them. Izuku. Hello, sis. Nagenda. Little brother, Dad. Nizu. Hello, Nagenda. Nagenda. We know we're the base of the Yakuza that are run by Overhaul. Nizu. Good, but let's not discuss this here. We can discuss this tomorrow at my office. Najenda. Understood. Psycho then approaches the group and hugs her mother, to which Death returns the hug. Death. I knew you were going to win. I never doubted you. Psycho. Thanks, Mom. She then gives Izuku a peck on the lips, and the group leaves. The next day, Izuku is standing outside of UA waiting for his team. Hello, Izuku. Turning his head to the left, he saw Lady Nagant walking up to him along with Dabi. Dabi. Sup, boss, what's going on? Izuku. We are here to talk about the Yakuza gang. Nagant. Yakuza? I thought they died out years ago. Izuku. No, it seems that Overhaul guy is the one leading them. Dabi. Where is Toga? Shouldn't she be here too? Izuku. No, she is still undercover with the League of Villains. She has to keep her cover up, and in any case that UA has a spy by the League. Dabi. You don't think that could be it, right? Izuku. I am not going to lie, it may very well be a possibility, but come on, Najenda and Nizu are waiting. They nod and make their way into UA and head straight for Nizu's office. When they make it there, they are greeted by Najenda, who is sitting in a chair in front of Nizu's desk. With her are the members of her team Night Raid. Nizu. Izuku, welcome, and you brought your team, that's good. They all gather in front of Nizu's desk. Nizu. Okay, Najenda, would you like to explain what all you have found out on the Yakuza? Najenda. Well, I sent the members of my team to scout out every base that is known to be used by the Yakuza. By checking every base, we managed to narrow it down and found out where their main base of operations truly are. Leon can explain the rest. Leon. Right, boss. She then brings out a file with photos of the hideout and some pictures of some people. Leon. The one hit fought a while back was named Overhaul, but his real name is Kai Chisaki. Thanks to his death, we managed to gather info on what Overhaul wishes to do. Dabi. Which is? Najenda. Bring the Yakuza back to power. Nagant. And just how does he intend to do that? The door to the office opens to reveal. Izuku. Red Hood? Red Hood. Seems like I made it. Najenda. Did you examine the bullets? Red Hood walks up to them and brings out a small plastic bag and places it on the table. In the bag contains red bullets. Red Hood. Yeah, but it's disturbing what I found out. Nizu. Please explain. Red Hood. When his death was getting info on that guy Rakia, he had these bullets on him, so I ran a ballistics report on them, and what I found was that these bullets were made by human BLD. Everyone's eyes widen hearing this. Izuku. Human BLD? Who's BLD? Red Hood. That little girl you saved when you first encountered Overhaul. Dabi. No. Nagant places a hand over her mouth. Nagant. Please tell me you're lying. Red Hood. I wish I was, but the DNA matches. That's her BLD in those bullets. Once someone is hit with these bullets, they can no longer use their quirk. Najenda. Isdeath said that Rakia guy told her that Overhaul's plan was to use the bullets and take away the heroes' quirks. He could sell those bullets to the villains and create an antidote and sell it to the heroes. Izuku. And you got all this from that Rakia guy? Leon. Yes, when Isdeath told someone, it's inevitable that they would crack and tell everything they know. Izuku. I see. Nizu. This is truly troublesome to think he could hurt such an innocent child. Izuku. So, when do we make our move? Najenda. We make our move in 1 week from now. My team, and yours, will be doing this job. The mission is to take down the Shai Hasakai and kill their leader Overhaul. Izuku. Understood. Dabi. Got it. Nagant. No problem. Red Hood. I will be working with you as well. This type of SHT sickens me. These villains are the ones I hate the most. Izuku. Alright. Nizu. Oh, Izuku Eri gets discharged from the hospital today. Izuku. That's good. I will go see her right away. He then goes to the door, but he speaks. Izuku. Nagant, I want you to come with me. Nagant. Oh, okay then. Izuku. Dabi, you got the rest of the day off. Call me if anything happens, okay? Dabi. Got you, boss. Izuku and Nagant leave the office. They soon leave UA as a car comes, and they ET inside. Izuku. Nagant, I have to ask you something? Nagant. What is it? Izuku. I want to know how you are adjusting to being back out in the real world. Nagant. I have to say, besides the villains and the heroes, it can be quite peaceful. I have enjoyed being here. It's sure beast being in jail. Izuku. I see. I am glad. Nagant looks at Izuku, seeing him, and the way he acts, she then asked, Nagant, hit. Izuku. You can call me Izuku, it's fine. Nagant. I see, Izuku, there is something I have been meaning to ask you. Izuku. Go ahead. Nagant. While I was in jail, I heard many rumors about you, how you never let your opponents live after they fight you, how merciless and ruthless you were. Some even called you a demon or a monster. But seeing you with my own eyes, you are kind, you're nice, you can be serious when the situation calls for it, but above all else, you are the kindest person I have met. How are you able to kill people and wake up sane the next day? Izuku looks at her. Izuku, well, what you said may be true, but make no mistake about it, I am a cold individual. I made peace with that a long time ago. My hands are so stained in BLD that when I die, the only place I am going is hell. I am able to do this job and remain myself is because I accept who I am and what I have done, but I do not consider myself a monster. The reason why is because of the people that came into my life, my dad, my sister, my team. My girlfriends, they remind me that too, am not a monster, I know how to. Separate hit from Izuku smiles. Nagant blushes a bit and turns her head in the other direction. Izuku, I know I may not show it, but I am grateful for you being on my team. Nagant looks at him wide-eyed. Nagant, you are. Izuku, yes, I heard about you from my dad and how you were wrongfully imprisoned. I wanted to cure that darkness that was in your heart before it ate away at you. This society is not perfect, but that is why we were formed to change, that we are all in this fight together. You're not alone anymore, Nagant. We always have your back, and as long as you're one of us, you will never go back behind those bars ever again. Nagant smiles, thank you. Izuku, you know when you smile you really are appealing, you should do that more. Nagant ETS flustered and punches him in the arm. Nagant, idiot. Izuku looks out the window. Izuku, oh, we're here, driver, stop the car. The car then stops as Izuku and Nagant get out. With Eri, the small child would be getting discharged today. She had a sad look on her face. The girl had no one to call family, but little did she know today that was all going to change. Izuku was walking up to the hospital room of Eri with a fruit basket in his hand and a bag of clothes as he walked up to the nurse. Izuku, excuse me, nurse, I am here for Eri. Nurse, oh, of course, right this way. Izuku and Nagant follow the nurse while she leads them to Eri's room. She opens the door with the horned girl looking at the lady. Nurse, hello, Eri, you have a visitor here to see you. Izuku walks in and sits down by the bed and looks at the girl, giving her a warm smile, showing he meant no harm. It's you. Izuku. Yes, it's me. My name is Izuku Niza. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself the last time I was here, but I want to ask you something. Eri looks at him, waiting for what he has to say. Izuku, would you like for me to adopt you? Eri, adopt me? Izuku, yes, I will be your guardian, since you have no other relative, and I don't want you to go to foster care, so I will be the one looking out for you. What do you say? Eri shakes her head, no confusion to the green-haired man. Izuku, how, why not, Eri? Eri, every time I get close to someone I break them. It's because of my quirk. When I am around people they get hurt, and will be because of me. I am a cursed child. Izuku's eyes went wide hearing that. Izuku, who told you that? Eri, that what Chisaki always says. He said I am cursed, that I kill people, so please don't get involved with me. I don't want to hurt you too. The little girl starts crying with tears streaming from her eyes while holding her head down. She then feels a hand on her head, which causes her to look at Izuku, who was smiling at her. Izuku, Eri, you are not cursed. You are a child who has never had any type of guidance in this world. No one truly helped you. Emistar, your quirk. Don't call yourself a cursed child, because you are not. Do not worry, that bad man will never hurt you again, not as long as I am around, okay? Eri looks at him with tears in her eyes. She nods. Izuku, okay, here I brought you some clothes. I hope they fit. Once we are out of here, you're going to be staying with me from now on. Knock on the door when you're done changing, okay? She nods while Izuku stepped out, letting her get changed as he saw Nagant reading a magazine, which she stopped reading to look at him. Nagant, is everything all right? Izuku, you overhaul mess that girl up physically and mentally. The girl truly believes that she is cursed and that people die because of her. Nagant, I can't believe a child that young went through so much. Izuku, it makes me sick to my stomach that a child as innocent like Eri can think like this. I can't wait for the raid on the Yakuza. I am sending Overhaul straight to hell for what he has done. A knock came on the door, with Izuku opening it to see Eri come out in her new clothes. Izuku, they fit perfectly. Nagant, she looks adorable. Eri, seeing Nagant, got nervous and went to hide behind Izuku's leg. Izuku, it's okay, Eri, she's not going to hurt you, she's a friend of mine. Eri, hi. Nagant's sad face thinking, so cute. Izuku, well, Eri, you ready to go? Eri nods as Izuku takes her hand, and they walk forward, going to leave the hospital. Izuku's sad face thinking, Overhaul, the next time we see each other, I am going to kill you in the worst way possible for what you have done to this child. I will make sure I end your existence completely, that's a promise. Nagant watches as Izuku kept walking with Eri and smiled. Nagant's sad face thinking, he's not the monster everyone made him out to be, he truly is one of a kind, I can't wait to see what you do next. Izuku smiles. Izuku was currently walking with Eri and Nagant, with the three soon making their way to UA to meet with Nizu. Eri, where are we going? Izuku, we're going to see my dad. I have to sign some papers to officially adopt you. They are now at the entrance of the building. They get through the gate and make their way inside, going to Nizu's office. With Nizu, size paperwork, there is always so much paperwork. Nizu finished the last bit of his paperwork as he gets a knock at the door. Nizu, come in. Opening the door, Izuku walks inside, followed by Eri and Nagant, with them soon standing in front of Nizu's desk. Izuku, hey Dad. Nizu, Izuku, it's always good to see you, and I see you brought little Eri with you. I take it you're here for the adoption papers. Nizu, of course. He goes through his desk and brings out some adoption papers and puts them on the table. Izuku looks over the papers and starts signing them. After a few minutes, he was done filling out the last form and hands it back to Nizu. Nizu, there you go, it's official, you are now Eri's legal guardian. Take good care of her son. Izuku, I will, Dad, thank you. Looks at Eri, well, Eri, it's official, you are now my daughter. Eri, really? Izuku, yeah. Eri stares at Izuku with some tears coming from her eyes. Seeing this, Izuku knelt down to her level and pulled her into a hug, letting Eri cry into his chest. Izuku, there, everything will be fine. I will always protect you, okay? The little girl nods, white, hugging her new father. Nagant, seeing this, smiled, looking at the scene before her, and Nizu doing the same. When she was done crying, Eri pulled away from Izuku, giving him the most heart-touching thing he could ever see. She smiled at him. Eri, thank you, Papa. Hearing that just melted the green-haired assassin's cold heart as he smiled at his new daughter. 1 week later, the students had some time off after the sports festival, but now it was time to get back to school. Meanwhile, Izuku was helping Eri get adjusted to her new home. Izuku bought her a bed and had her room made just for her. Nizu also told Izuku that he would be teaching Eri when Izuku is away. Right now, Izuku is standing with Saiko outside of Class 1B with Eri beside him. Saiko, so Izuku, who is the little girl there? Izuku, well, Saiko, I want you to meet Eri, you know, the little girl Dabi and I saved. Saiko, yeah, this is the girl. Izuku, yeah, and I also adopted her. Saiko paused for a moment and spoke. Saiko, you what? Izuku, I adopted her, she's my new daughter. Saiko listened and processed the words she just heard. Saiko, you what? Izuku, yeah, I know I should have told you about this. Saiko, yeah. Why didn't you tell me we have a daughter now? Izuku, wait. Saiko, I am your girlfriend, and since she is your daughter, that makes her my daughter as well. Izuku, I'm okay. Eri, Papa, who is this? Points at Saiko. Izuku, well, Eri, this is your mommy, Saiko. Eri, Mommy? Saiko knelt down to her level. Saiko, hello, Eri, I am your new mommy. Izuku, by the way, how was class? Sayo, good, I got the most internship offers in my class. Izuku, well, seeing how you dominated the sports festival, I am not surprised so. Izuku's phone rings, taking it out, he answers. Izuku, talk to me. Nagenda, Izuku, I am on my way to discuss the Shy Hasakai raid. Meet me with your team in Nizu's office. Izuku, got it, how long will you be? Nagenda, not long, about 20 minutes my team, and I will be there soon along with Red Hood to discuss how this will go. Izuku, on a hit out. He hangs up. Eri, what was that, Papa? Izuku, don't worry, Eri, it's nothing. He looks at Saiko. Izuku, are you busy with any more classes? Saiko, no, why? Izuku, do you think you can watch Eri for me? Nagenda is coming over to discuss our new mission. Eri, Papa, what's a mission? Izuku, it's my job, kiddo. My sister is coming here to tell me about it. So you will be staying with your mommy for a bit, okay? Eri, okay, promise to come back. Izuku, I promise. Eri, pinky promise. Izuku interlocks his pinky with hers and smiles. Izuku, pinky promise. They then hear a snap as they see. Psycho took a picture. Psycho, I am sending this to Joke, Namuri, and Melissa, and yes, I can watch Eri while you work, it's no problem at all. Izuku, thanks. Eri hugs him as they break the hug, and Psycho gives Izuku a kiss on the lips. Psycho, good luck, stay safe, okay? Izuku, I will take care of the little angel. Psycho, I will. She takes Eri to the dorms as Izuku made his way to Nizu's office while using this time to text Dabi and Nagant. With Dabi, Dabi was dressed in a black hoodie in an alley talking to a girl wearing a gray hoodie and black joggers. This girl was Himiko Toga. Dabi, so what did you find out? Toga, well, since those 3 Beast guys were killed by Night Raid members and Stain, they're looking into recruiting more members. That guy with the hands on his face, Shigaraki, he really wants to kill Hit. Dabi, TCH, good luck with that. The punk will die before he could even blink. What else, you got any idea on who the new members are going to be? Toga, well, one in particular. Are you familiar with the name Muscular? Dabi, that guy, he's a bona fide psychopath that killed the Waterhose heroes. Last I heard of him, he was on the run. Toga, yeah, and then there is some guy called Moonfish, and of course you already know Saria, but there is also this weird doctor with them as well. Dabi, doctor? Toga, I think Saria said his name was Dr. Stylish. Dabi, I think I know about that guy. He is a quack that experiments on people. Toga, yeah, but there is also something else. You should know, something important. Dabi, you hit me. Toga, there is a spy at UA. Dabi narrowed his eyes hearing this. Dabi, a traitor at UA. Toga, yeah, I heard it from that man that talks to Shigaraki through a monitor. Mention it'd be best to keep your eyes on everyone at UA. Dabi, got it. He brings out his phone and sees Izuku text. Dabi, boss wants me and Nagant to meet up with him at UA. Toga, you need me there? Dabi, no, boss wants you to remain undercover. We don't want you to do anything that causes them to be suspicious of you, so keep at it and be careful. Toga, I understand. Dabi walks out from the alley and makes his way to UA. 20 minutes later, Izuku and his team were with Nizu and Nagenda alongside Night Raid and Red Hood. Nagenda, okay, now that we are all here, it's time to discuss the plan for taking on the Yakuza. Nizu, we must be prepared for anything. Leon, they have these guys with them. They're called the 8 Precepts of Death. Here are their files. She shows the photos of the people they are after as Izuku picks up a picture. Izuku, I never thought he would be a part of the organization. Dabi, you know that guy, boss? Izuku, yeah, Kendo Rappa, a former fighter of the MMA. The guy is obsessed with fighting. He joined an underground fight club and was the best fighter until I became a part of it. Akame, you were part of an underground fight club? Izuku, yeah, I did it to earn money so that I could survive on the streets, but it got shut down by some pro heroes. After that, I never saw Rappa again. Nagenda, I see this Rappa guy. How strong is he? Izuku, the guy is powerful, no doubt about it. We might be able to convince him to come over to our side. Rappa may be a battle-crazed maniac, but he has some type of honor. I can say that about him. Red Hood, anyway, these 8 Precept guys study the names, learn the faces. We make our move in 2 days. Everyone, got it. They go over the layout of the hideout and more info on the other members. With Psycho, Psycho was watching Eri color in her coloring book while also talking with her friends. Pony, hold on, you're saying that adorable little girl is your daughter? Psycho, yes, that's exactly what I am saying. Izuku adopted her, so yes, she is mine and Izuku's daughter. Setsuna, wow, that Izuku guy is something else. Psycho, yes, he is. Monoma, oh, come on, are really going to call this to your daughter? Kendo, Monoma. Monoma, what I am just saying, why would you want to take in a child like this? Must be a T from a previous relationship, or maybe he cheated on you with another woman and never told you. Psycho. Psycho, you should shut up, and besides, Izuku would never cheat on me, just like I would never cheat on him, so it's best you stop talking about my daughter. Monoma walks up to Eri, who looks up. Seeing him, she gets nervous. Monoma, what's with that horn of yours? Did you get it from your father's ex, or were you just born like that? Eri, I was born like this. Monoma. Ha 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 ha, really? Wow, that horn makes you look like a total freak. So what word did your daddy knock up to make you hum? Must be some kind of horse-faced girl who just up and dumped you on his doorstep. So sad. Eri, hearing this, looked down and was almost on the verge of tears. Seeing this, Kendo was about to go knock Monoma out, but the entire room got cold. Everyone's attention was turned to Psycho, who was giving Monoma a death glare. Psycho, you're dead. Izuku was walking up to the Class 1B dorms to pick up Eri. When he got there, he saw a huge tower of ice with Psycho, Kendo, and Eri standing in front of it along with the others in Class 1B. Izuku, this must be Psycho's doing. He looks to see someone frozen inside of it, showing only their face. It was Monoma. Psycho, now apologize to Eri. Monoma, I am sorry, Eri. I will never make fun of you again, I swear. He could not move a muscle as Izuku walked up to them, gaining their attention. Psycho, Izuku. Izuku. Hey babe, what's going on? Psycho. Monoma was saying some bad things about our daughter and almost made her cry, so I had to teach him a lesson. Don't worry, everything is fine. Izuku knelt down to Eri's level. Izuku. Are you okay, Eri? Eri. I'm okay, Papa. Mommy. Psycho froze the mean man. Izuku. Okay. Standing back up, Izuku turns his focus on Monoma, who looks scared at the glare Izuku was giving him. Izuku walked up to the blonde slowly. As each step he took made Monoma's heart beat more frantically. Izuku then pulled out his black gloves and put them on. Izuku. So you almost made my new daughter cry. You know, ever since I met you, I haven't liked you not one bit, because the way you talk and act reminds me of a blonde. But in Class 1A, Psycho froze you here. But that isn't enough for me. Monoma. Look, I am sorry, I won't do it again. I swear, just please let me out of here. Izuku. You're doing right, you won't do it again. Izuku pulled back his fist and moved it forward, with it connecting with the blonde's face. The punch was so powerful it shattered the ice he was in and sent him flying all the way to Class 1A dorms as he crashed through Minetta's window. Kendo's sad face thinking, note to self, never him off. Psycho. Izuku, is he still alive after that? Izuku. Yeah, don't worry, I didn't kill him. Besides, that was one of my weaker punches anyway. Come on, Eri, let's go. Eri, okay. Izuku. Did you have fun with Mommy? Eri. Yeah, Mommy and Ani Kendo were really nice. Izuku. Well, I'm glad you had fun. The father-daughter duo walked back to the car and got in, and they were driven to Izuku's house. Time skip 2 days later. Izuku was standing outside the Yakuza hideout with his team. He put on his trademark gloves. Beside him was Nagan in her combat gear, and Dabi, who looked calm as ever with his hands in his pockets. With them were Night Raid, Leon Bullet, Akame Lubbock Mine, and Chelsea and Red Hood, who had his guns at the ready. Izuku. All right, everyone, remember the layout of the hideout. We are here to take down the Shy Hasakai. Our orders are to kill or capture them however you see fit. Be careful, and if you come in contact with Overhaul, don't kill him. Izuku smiles evilly. Izuku. I have something special planned for his death. Let's move. In the hideout. Chronostasis. Sir, are you sure we shouldn't be worried about this hit guy? Rappa said it himself that he was dangerous. Overhaul. I know that, but he is no threat to me. My only goal right now is finding Eri so that I can put our plans back on track now. Where could she have? Mimic. Overhaul. Overhaul. What? Mimic. ITS hit, he's here. Overhaul's eyes grew wide hearing that. Overhaul. What? They then felt the ground shake. With Izuku, 3 Yakuza thugs in front of him were instantly dealt with as Izuku punched holes in their chests, killing them. A thug named Sorimitsu came at them only for Dabi to blast him with his blue flames, turning him to ash. Dabi. You all want to hurt a little girl, you get no mercy. Yakuza thug 2. Why are you here? Just who the hell are you? Izuku. Oh, you want to know who we are? Well, you can call us your Grim Reapers because we're the ones that are going to send you to hell. One of the thugs pulled out a gun, aiming it at Izuku, but the man was punched in the gut so hard the gun dropped, and Izuku picked him up, holding him by the throat. Izuku. Now hold on, I won't kill you, yet I need you to answer my question first. Yakuza thug 1. W, what is it? Izuku tightens his grips on the man's throat. Izuku. Where is Overhaul? In Tokyo, Japan, There is a place where fighters of all ages can come and fight. Many criminals join in on this to earn money. Some fight for the pure enjoyment of killing. Many top guns of the criminal underworld come here to place bets on the fights to fill their pockets. At a secret location, we go to an abandoned building where we see a lot thugs and criminals, and many gang leaders and corrupt businessmen are here to see the finals of a tournament that was made. Announcer: okay, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have been waiting for. If here the final match of the tournament. And remember, the winner of the match gets to walk away with $500,000, so get ready because our fighters are here. We have the undefeated rookie himself. Give it up for Hit. Izuku was standing calm with his hands in his pockets, while the people were booing him, while the ones that bet money on him were cheering for him. Announcer: and his opponent, the man who hasn't lost a single fight, the reigning champion of the Underground Fight Club, Kendo Rappa. Rappa was bouncing on his feet, doing a couple of quick jabs, with the crowd cheering for him. Rappa: hey kid, don't take this too personal, but I'm gonna have to end your life here, alright? Izuku, who had his eyes closed, opened them, looking dead at Rappa with his uncaring gaze, not even speaking. Announcer: are you both ready? They nod. Announcer: let the match begin. Without hesitation, Rappa rushes at Izuku, firing off his rapid-fire punches while Izuku just stands there calmly and takes his hands out of his pockets. Rappa: time to die, kid. Izuku then used only one move. Rappa was sent flying, hitting the wall, nearly going through it. The man then dropped to his knees and fell forward to the ground, going unconscious. Everyone who bet against Izuku watched with their jaws drop to the ground, seeing as they have lost a lot of money. Meanwhile, the ones that bet on Izuku were cheering and seal-ting while Izuku looked at the announcer. Izuku: it's over, he cannot compete any longer. Thug: what do you think you're doing? Kill him. Thug 2: end his life already. We came to see someone die. Izuku looks at the announcer once more. Announcer: well, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the $500,000 is Hit. Many in the audience didn't like this. A woman brought over a briefcase and handed to Izuku, who then opened it. Seeing the money was all there, he closed it and took the reward and made his leave. When he made it out of the building, he was about to walk off until a group of 10 thugs came and stood in front of him. Thug 1: hey, our boss lost a lot of money in that last fight, and he is Ed. Izuku: and that's my problem. How? Thug 2: your problem, because now you have to deal with us. He wants us to teach you a lesson and take that money for himself, so why don't you just hand over the money, and we will just leave you with a few broken bones. Izuku speaks. Izuku: I don't feel like staining my hands with the BLD of idiots. Get out of my way. While I am feeling merciful, you would be wise to heed my warning. The thugs then laugh, thinking Izuku was joking. Thug 3: that's funny, you think you can take us, kid? Thug 1: you know, after we're done, let's kill the T and throw his body in a lake somewhere. Izuku sits down the briefcase. Izuku: I gave you a warning. What happens next you can blame on your stupidity. The thugs all went to rush at Izuku, but it was already too late. 9 of the thugs had holes in the chest, with them all soon hitting the ground with a thud, leaving only Thug 1 alive. Izuku glared at him and spoke. Izuku: run, I'll give you a head start. Thug 1 was shaking as he ran, trying to get as far away from Izuku as possible, with the green-haired boy preparing for his next attack. Thug 1 was running for dear life until the attack hit him dead on, creating a hole in his chest. From behind, the thug dropped to the ground dead, with Izuku walking over to get his briefcase and begins to walk away until someone called out to him. Turning around, he saw Rappa approaching him. Izuku: what do you want? Rappa: why didn't you kill me back in the arena? You defeated me so easily. You could have ended me like you killed these guys. Izuku: you wanted me to kill you. Rappa: yeah, fighting an opponent at his best is when you fight someone to the death, and since I lost, you had the right to take my life, so why? Izuku: killing you felt wrong, and I feel it would be right if we fought again in the near future. Until that day comes, Kendo Rappa gets stronger, and we will fight until next time. Izuku walks off, leaving Rappa to think about the future fight to come. Present day. Dabi burned the 3 thugs that blocked their path, with them soon moving on throughout the Yakuza base, with more thugs coming in, only for Akame to draw her blade and rush them. Akame, you're done. Moving with insane speed, she slashes the thugs with the mark of Murasame, poisoning them, killing them instantly. Random thug, RT1. In no way, these guys aren't heroes, they just killed some of our group. The thug was met by a stream of blue flames burning him, turning the thug to ashes. Dabi, You Yakuza punks are what's wrong with this world, and we're here to fix it. Putting his hands together, he creates a huge ball of fire and blasts it at the incoming thugs with it exploding on contact, killing them instantly. Bullet launched his spear piercing through a Yakuza thug's chest. They all kept moving further through the base as someone tried to reshape the structure to trap them. Izuku. Okay, Dabi, you're on. Dabi, got it. Dabi then channels his flames around him as they blaze with pure heat, making everyone step back with him, soon bringing the flames to his right fist. Turning towards the wall, he proceeds with the attack. Dabi, Purgatory Fist. He obliterates the wall with his flaming fist that goes and hits the Yakuza thug dead on, burning him alive. Red Hood. We can't get through, the exit's blocked. Leon then cracks her knuckles. Leon. No problem. Using her lion strength, she punches a hole through the wall with them, soon proceeding. Before they could go any further, though, someone smashes through the wall, cutting off their path. The smoke clears, and the two figures are revealed. Izuku. Well, been a while, hasn't it, Rappa? Kendo Rappa was standing in front of the group. Rappa. Hey, I knew sooner or later you would come. I have been waiting for this. He then cracks his knuckles. Izuku. Leon, Dabi, take everyone else and keep moving forward. I will take care of this. Dabi. You sure, boss? Izuku. Yeah, keep moving. Leon and Dabi proceed, with the others leaving Izuku to deal with Rappa and Tengai. Tengai. He is the one you told us about, right, Rappa? Rappa. Yeah, Tengai, whatever you do, do not interfere in our fight. Tengai. Don't be a fool, Rappa. You said yourself this man can beat you easily. Besides, he is the one standing in our way of achieving our goal. Izuku. Well then, how about I make this easier then? In the blink of an eye, Izuku appeared in front of Tengai with his fist going through his chest, with the man's eyes going wide, with Izuku soon removing his fist, letting Tengai's body hit the floor. Izuku. Now, Rappa, shall we begin our fight? He said, cracking his knuckles. Rappa, let's go. Both warriors rush at each other with their fists clashing, causing a shockwave that blew away everything around them. It even shook the building. They both began to exchange fists. Izuku decided not to use his time skip and just give Rappa a good fight. Both warriors trading blows that can be heard from around the building, with Izuku soon punching Rappa in the jaw, sending him flying into a wall. Izuku. Tell me, Rappa, why work for someone like Overhaul? Rappa comes from the wall, shaking off the pain he felt from that punch. Rappa. I had no choice. It was an agreement made that if Overhaul defeated me in a fight, then I would work for him. To be honest, I don't like the GUI, not a huge fan of his plan either, but I had to honor the agreement made. Izuku. I see, just as honorable as I remember. Well then, how about a new deal? Rappa. What? Izuku. If I defeat you, then you join my team and become a member of the Dark Knights. Rappa. Dark Knights? Izuku. Yeah, we go on missions capturing or killing pro-heroes who have turned to the dark side and villains who are irredeemable. Rappa. Wait, so you're telling me that if I join you, then I can fight strong people to the death, but I can also take down pro-heroes who lost their way? Izuku. Yes, so what do you say? Rappa. Head to hell with Overhaul. I want in, but first you and me have to fight, so come at me with everything you've got. I know you're holding back your power. Give me a real fight hit. Izuku. If you insist. Red Hood and the rest ran into a bit of trouble with Didoro, who was able to make the group of assassins to feel dizziness due to his quirk. Red Hood. Damn it, this guy is annoying, Didoro. Now you're in for it for sure. We are not going to let you clowns do what you why. A bullet piercing through his skull silenced him, with the group turning to see Nagant. Dabi. Perfect timing, Nagant. Nagant. Sorry for the wait. We were dealing the members who tried to get away. Dabi. I see. Well, He was cut off by Red Hood tackling him out of the way by someone shooting a gun at them. They all see Shin Nemoto. Shin. This is as far as you all will go. Red Hood draws his guns. Red Hood. Yeah, like you're gonna stop us. Shin. Oh, I didn't come alone, Mr. Red Hood. Footsteps can be heard with someone walking into view, with everyone's eyes going wide, especially Red Hood's. Leon. What the hell is he doing here? Well, seems like your boss was right, Chief. Red Hood. Bane, you're a long way from home, aren't you? Bane. Red Hood, I'm gonna enjoy crushing you and your little friends. Leon. Everyone go on ahead. Me and Red can deal with these guys. Akame. Looks at Leon. Are you sure? Leon. Yeah, we got this right, Red. Red Hood. Yeah, besides Steroid Man here is the only possible problem. Remember what the mission is, to bring down all the Yakuza. Everyone, right? They all press on, leaving Leon and Red Hood to battle Shin and Bane. With Overhaul, Chrono, do you think Bane will keep them busy? Overhaul, of course I am very confident in our insurance policy. Him and his men from Santa Prisco will make quick work of those fools. While making their way, they run into multiple gunmen with them, soon open fire on the group with Dabi, using his quirk, puts up a flaming dome around them all. Dabi. Great, not only is Bane here, but he brought his lackeys with him too. Man, this is a pain. Overhaul. Even if they can get past the other members of our group, they can't make it no farther. After all, Bane is the man who broke the bat. The wall was then broken down as someone was walking in. Overhaul stared at the cloud of smoke, only to see someone walking out of it. When he sees the man, his eyes go wide. Overhaul, you. Izuku. There you are, Overhaul. You're a hard guy to find. Good thing Rappa told me where I could find you. Chrono pulls out his gun, but before he can shoot, a hole was punched in his chest, with the man gasping and falling to the ground. Overhaul, seeing this, stared in disbelief and looked at Izuku, who just tightened his black gloves. Izuku. Now to pick up where we left off. Overhaul. You think I'm scared of some sick, disease-ridden hero like you? Before I kill you, you will tell me where Eri is. Izuku. You know, a lot more stronger and powerful people have threatened to kill me, and they are all dead because I killed them, and since I know everything about you, I'm going to make sure you suffer the worst death imaginable. What you did to Eri will look like child's play compared to what I'm about to do you. Placing his hand on the ground, he sends spikes at Izuku, who easily dodged and appeared right in front of the young Yakuza head. Overhaul was then uppercut being sent in the air, with Izuku appearing above him, delivering an axe kick to the maniac's face, sending him to the ground with authority. Izuku then flew up with his feet, landing on the ceiling. The green-haired man launched himself down towards Chisaki and stomped the man in the gut, driving the man deeper into the ground. Overhaul coughed up BLD, with Izuku then grabbing his beak mask and yanking it off his face. Izuku. There now, I can see your face as I beat you to the brink of death. Overhaul went to move his right arm, but it was stomped on with Izuku, soon snapping it, causing him to scream in pain. Overhaul. Goddamn in you. Grabbing the villain by the throat, he lifted him in the air. He then slammed him into the ground, grabbing Overhaul by the face. He slammed his head into the ground. He then went to his left arm and stomped on it, snapping it as well with Overhaul. Now unable to use his quirk at all, he looked to see Izuku glaring down at him. Izuku. How does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to be tormented? You think you feel pain now? How do you think Eri feels when you tortured her for your own twisted goals? You sicken me. You say heroes are sick. Well, look in the mirror. But the only person sick here is you. You hurt an innocent child, causing her pain and giving her scars, nightmares that will forever haunt her. The tears she cried from what you did, your death will not be quick and painless. You will suffer, you heartless. He emphasized the statement with a furious punch to the man's gut, causing most of his ribs to break, with Chisaki coughing up BLD. With Izuku now picking the villain up and throwing him into a wall, he slowly walks over to Overhaul, who is bleeding from his head, both arms broken, unable to do anything, broken ribs. He feels something he hasn't felt in a long time. Fear. Izuku then punched him in the jaw, then kneed him in the gut, and elbowed him to the ground. Overhaul. PPP please. I surrender. This earned him a stomp to his head, making him black out. Everyone was meeting outside of the Yakuza hideout. They were all present and waited for Izuku, Red Hood, and Leon. They then seized the three walking out with Red and Leon carrying the corpse of a dead Bane, with Izuku carrying a half-dead Overhaul over his shoulder. Dabi. Whoa, is he alive? Izuku. For now he is. Looks at Red. Did you do it? Red Hood. Yeah, they're all set. Izuku. Do it. Red Hood presses a button on the detonator, and suddenly, the Yakuza hideout exploded, leaving nothing left. Seeing the flames and all the ashed remains, they all walked away from the scene. Thank you for joining us on this journey through What If Deku Was Hit's Reincarnation. We hope you found it as captivating as we did. A big thank you to King J Black the Goat 96 for creating such an engaging story. Don't forget to visit their profile on Wattpad for more fantastic works. The link is in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Zen and Fanfics for more intriguing explorations into fanfiction and fantasy. Your support helps us create more content like this, and we love hearing your thoughts and suggestions in the comments section. See you soon in the next video.